went on that like 7-loss streak when they were playing versus Infamous. They just it looked like they were just like, all right, guys, we can't just be doing like just picking Omni Knight first phase or anything like that. We actually have to start straying outside the box and just doing some things that just maybe people aren't picking so much. But this is Dota. We saw what OG's been doing. Bring new heroes to the table. Who cares? They picked some Doom, some Necrophos. It ended up working great for them. So yeah, definitely gonna probably see VP straying a bit outside of the norm to find some solutions for these tanky cores in particular. That's what I saw. The Doom and the Necrophos was because we're seeing so many strength cores, and that's a percent-based damages.
Yeah.
So see what they're gonna do.
And the opening bands, no surprises.
Yeah.
As we're seeing, Lesh, very, very popular at this moment in time. And Kunkka has had a lot of bans, right?
Yes.
I feel like we're seeing a lot of drafts that Kunkka is just first phase ban at the moment.
I think banning Lesh versus EG is always good, especially after what we saw with VP yesterday. They picked Lesh both of their games, and no one had a better game in the second one, but it did not look hot at all in the series that we saw for them. While you look at EG, Sumail's been playing the hero for the last like 5 months in cross tournaments, and he's been really dominant. Probably the best, or like top 2, top 3 Leshes that we've been seeing played. Probably between him and maybe.
Oh, final opening ban from EG. I mean, what else have we really seen you feel for
Gyro.
VP?
Yeah,
Their Gyro.
that's a big one.
Yeah, the majority of teams against VP banning Gyrocopter in the first phase against VP.
Mag and Gyro, we've seen VP get banned against them quite a lot here.
Yeah, VP's final opening ban before we get into the picks.
I hope we just get a lot of skirmishing between the teams. That's pretty much what we've been seeing across the board mostly here, but I want to see like Arteezy farming, Ramses farming on opposite sides, and just 4 people battling.
Yeah,
non-stop.
I want to see some sort of classics like
Yeah.
Arteezy Lifestealer, maybe some Ramses Raking, some heroes that are going to be able to match at a similar pace. And obviously the Lifestealer is the big sort of question. We've seen EG, they started off the group stage, didn't have the best performances with it, but then, of course, the infamous turnaround where we saw that 1v5 rampage from Artor, and since then his Lifestealer has it got the fire back behind it. So we'll see if that's going to be what EG look to try and rest on once again, or maybe even if VP do want to take it away. Probably not in the first phase bans.
Yeah.
Maybe in the second phase.
Yeah, more than likely. They take out the AA. Okay.
All right, so sort of looking at that one, you're probably saying what the Alchemist.
I'd
right?
assume so, yeah.
Alk's in the game.
Alk gets brought up. I'm wondering if these teams have to be looking like you have to start spreading your pools, right? They only pick 30 at EG. They like doing that. They like sticking to their comfort heroes. But after you've been seeing these teams like OG and Secret and LGD, just how much variety they've been showing, I feel like you have to start diversifying a little bit here. There's still the Ogre. There's still that Shadow Demon, the ones that we've seen and love so much. Enchantress also slips through.
Some teams just really favouring opening with Ench, and of course with the AA ban, it was no surprise.
Yep.
Alchemist first pick for VP. And to follow it up, let's see. Definitely, SD sort of jumps out as one of those super strong supports that has been left in after the opening bans.
Yeah, also good versus the Enchantress in a lot of
And
situations.
there it is. Again, not a surprise here. VP, after that AA ban, and the fact that these 2 heroes were in, what else were they going to pick? No, these are the 2 heroes that are no surprises. Back to EG.
One thing I really like about the Shadow Demon, besides being good versus Enchantress and also being like a save versus the Alchemist, is what I've seen is this is like a king of stacks. You can stack the whole jungle really easily with your Shadow Poison, set up your Alchemist to just be able to farm it up freely there. Some teams like to stack a lot more than others. I've seen Alliance are really favorable about their stacking, but we'll see if that's what VP wants. As EG, they take the ET. Super popular hero that we've seen a lot. Also,
very well. So we've seen what OG is again. Also, another team that do this. Ench, ET, they know. EG, they know as well. These 2 heroes, if they're available, be sure to grab them up. And obviously, we've got to have to look to see what EG's approach is going to be to deal with an Alchemist lineup.
Right now, the thing that ET always like makes you always happy about is that now you're like, okay, we are probably going to be okay in damage. Like, ET always just makes everybody else do so much, even if it's versus, like, these strength heroes, where it's not like the old days where the Agi heroes just get put to absolute 0, something like that. They will be having their plus armors from some other sources, but it will always amplify everybody else to be able to take out this Alk.
VP start to ban out those heroes that would really revel on the big tanky ones like the Alk. Potentially, you'd imagine Pasha's hero normally likes to play those big sort of beefy initiators, and Slark would be a bit of a nuisance to lane up against.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking something like a Maybe something like Tide Hunter.
I was going to say the Pasha
They're still
ties
really liking the
is-
Tide.
Yeah.
A lot of teams are. Mirana taken out by EG. Makes sense when there's the Shadow Demon there. Just
Yep.
puts a little bit of a threat. Just because if the Enchantress, that's the one thing, is like Enchantress, you can get burst down, especially if you're just chain stunned. So
Yeah,
the SD plus the Mirana.
And of
Yeah.
course, the one that sort of really jumps out to me that's still there is the Lina, right?
Yes.
For VP. Lina definitely a hot pick for them.
But Roger had a rough game. If they were to put it on Roger again, because he did not have the best time. Although they did just kind of get
yeah.
ran at.
I still
ran at
wouldn't
by
mind
OG.
seeing it because with the SD, it's
The burst versus Enchantress.
super nice.
Yep.
And you know, there is that versatility.
Yes.
If they want to, obviously run Ramses on the Alk and have that mid. There's the Lifestealer
like the
ban that we
Lifestealer
talked
ban.
about.
Yep, I think we've seen a lot of teams now start picking the Lifestealer versus the Alchemist a lot of the times because you don't have to go for the Radiance build. You go your Armlet, you go your Deso, and you just do such straight physical damage that you're able to pierce food.
Ooh, taking the Willow themselves.
Nice. A big fan of this hero, actually. I think it also gives you a lot of like setups too. It's like I don't know if they can also go for like that Morphling that we've seen the combo, the Willow Morphling, which is pretty absurd. But yeah, Willow provides you a lot of team fight, a lot of control as well. But again, VP's really been sticking with, we're picking 2 squishy supports. That's what I've been seeing them do in majority of their games. They had some AA Grimstrokes, they had some Lich plus ones, I can't remember actually. Maybe they had Lich Tree that game. But yeah, they've been picking a lot of squishy supports. But yeah, heavy magic damage coming out from Willow, right? Versus that Enchantress as well, when you're able to get your levels online. Can be quite nice.
For EG, the hero. Oh, let's have a look.
Pango!
Okay, Pango.
So that's probably crit.
Yeah, that'll be the crit Pango.
Yep, the Enchantress plus the Pangolier, the disruptive heroes to just mess with the carries farm. Pango plus ET. We also saw OG run that as well. It's a crazy amount of teamfight that comes in just from the 2 supports, and it's a lot of damage that comes from the 2 supports as well.
Have we seen Arteezy bring any Void to the group stage?
I don't believe so. But
I
it does
feel
look
like
like a pretty nice Void game.
This would be a pretty nice Void game for EG.
Yeah, Willow's pretty good. Willow's pretty annoying to play against because you get caught in
Sure.
the root. The brambles are pretty obnoxious.
But I guess at the same time, the Shadow Realm harassment in the lane is you're going to be able to time walk that heavy hit each time.
Yeah. I wonder what is VP? Are they gonna go for a pressure lane here? Because they don't see the carry yet. Do they want like an ogre? Okay, so Centaur plus the Willow. So that's gonna be their pressure lane here.
Yeah, and that this is sort of the reason why they pick sort of the squishy supports because they always know that Pasha. They're always going to get something big for Pasha.
Good way to get on top of this Enchantress too on the ET too.
I like the Void, dude.
It looks
great.
great.
You
The
can't
Void looks nice.
stampede
Yeah.
out of the Chronosphere.
The Void definitely does look nice for EG now, in particular versus that Centaur, especially because they don't have their usuals.
You have the ET, you're able to punish sort of the squishy supports at the back.
Yeah, in particular it's because of that ET, right? So they're going to go for the Naga
They
side.
go for Naga
Another
instead.
setup. That's the other one. They can set up the ET plus the Pangolier. You can look to take fights on your own accord, and now we have a Naga Siren versus an Alchemist lineup. So, late game, if you can make it there as EG, right? Because Alchemist, we've seen it just peak that much faster. If the Naga Siren's going to be able to do so there. Can they actually bring the pressure onto the Naga Siren? That's the one thing, too.
10 seconds remaining.
See, final ban for VP.
They
Expecting.
don't deal with the illusions from Naga Siren well at all right now from their draft on VP. They don't have great ways to clear.
No, I mean, well, Alk, we've seen Alk before against. Was a bit against a Naga where he goes like gets the cleave talent, gets
Cleave,
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir, and all that. We did see
Like,
the Alchemist end up taking over the game.
Yeah, he can build.
Yeah.
Obviously takes a fair bit of time.
But the rest of them, right? Like Centaur, sure, like early on, we're understanding, yes. Early on, you have your nukes to be able to deal with them, but once like the Naga Siren starts getting some items built up, yeah, these mirror images look like they're going to cause 3 of these heroes big problems. So that last hero that we're assuming is going to be no one needs to be something that deals with these as well. So Ember Spirit's still in the pool if they want to go for something like that.
I wouldn't be surprised to see an Ember ban from EG here.
What other can deal? Other great ones to deal with? I mean, Zeus maybe, but they're still going to just take out the Lina, the easy combo.
Ooh,
and they're taking their Storm.
Storm.
So
That's the way you want to wake up in the morning.
So now Ember's not as good. The lane becomes a little bit rougher.
Sure.
Quite a bit rougher. Zeus also not a pickable hero.
No,
and I didn't think it really was anyway.
Zeus.
Yeah, Zeus not very good anyway. So now they need something that's okay versus the Storm Siren and can deal with Naga Siren. Do they want something like a DK? It's not great versus Naga. Gives them more catch. Not really liking it. I still feel like they need more for the illusions. I don't think DK solves that.
Yeah, the Naga definitely seems to be a pick that is going to be an issue unless VP can get something solid to to help cut it down. I mean, what you think there's just no way you can play him, but you don't think he'll want to because of the storm.
I mean, you can. It's a lot harder. The lane is
Yeah.
not as good as it was, and Storm Spirit could just hit you, and then you're giving Storm a really good lane. The catch is pretty limited, though, right, on EG? That's the other thing that I was looking at. Their disables are not the greatest. They're no, like, instant stuns. They have an ET Stomp, they have a Pango Rolling Thunder, they have an Ensnare.
It's going to be very tricky to
Yeah.
catch this storm. Sumail has got a very nice lineup to run against.
Wait, what?
What?
I mean, EG's doesn't have that much catch, yeah.
Oh, I was saying the other way around as well.
Oh, I mean, VP's the Bramble is a little annoying. Brambles can be a bit annoying, but yeah. Besides that, they've a little bit better. I'd say EG has more limited.
But
lockdown
a lot
in
of it's
comparison.
telegraph, right? It's a concoction. It's a hoof stomp. You're not going to get caught out by those as a storm.
Yeah, you might
It's
get
long
caught.
animations.
Centaur can. Centaur definitely. Willow Brambles are annoying, but yeah, the Alchemist one can be a little bit tough. It's VP. They're taking their time. They're probably discussing like, all right, I think it has to be them discussing about that Naga Siren. Is what the hero's
how are they
be.
how are they gonna deal with it?
Really running the clock.
Yeah, it's a tough call for VP.
It's Queen of Pain.
Ooh,
So they're focusing more on the lane aspect.
Okay, and it is that burst that we looked for, you know, to help deal with heroes like the Ench as well.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely sort of that AoE damage that is going to fall off.
The thing is, though, like I was mentioning, EG's catch. How do they catch Queen of Pain? They haven't, like, Ensnare, Pango, like, these abilities.
All right, yeah.
Vortex is
okay.
their best type of catch in order to go for this quap. So I think that's what VP was looking at. Just like we were saying, Amber probably not having the most catch, but this is just a good matchup now. Now they have no one in a good matchup versus Sumail rather than putting him in a negative matchup. Okay. The Illusion still could get to a point, if he gets a lot of farm on RTZ, there will be some problems to clear them,
that's the thing. It definitely feels like a lineup where, if it goes on, you're going to have this. Sure, VP's going to have the Alk, which is going to be brilliant, but EG is going to have these three super scaling cores that are going to love life later on.
Yeah.
I mean, this Naga, Storm, and Ench. That's going to be terrifying for some of these more vulnerable core heroes like the No One Quap and Apache Centaur.
Maybe we're going to have to see No One go for a little bit of a variety build. Maybe he still goes for like Tread's Orchid, but maybe he starts going like BKB Maelstrom, Mjolnir, and just goes for some extra right clicks and stuff like that on the Queen of Pain, just to solve the solution of the Naga Siren.
Because if Artor's able to get sort of that 30-minute heart, these illusions are not going to be easy for VP to deal with.
No, definitely not. All right. Queen of Pain. I don't think we haven't gotten a Queen of Pain
We've
game,
not seen a Quap in any of our games. Not to say that there hasn't been a Quap in the group stage. There's been so much Dota 2 going on. I'm sure there's been some Quap picks.
Yeah, there's been quite a few. Yeah, I saw Armel playing one of them too. I saw a good amount of teams picking the hero.
Well, here we go, ladies and
Let's
gentlemen. VP versus EG. Let's have a look and see if EG can continue to get themselves back on the up, or if VP. They need to win this game. It is in danger territory for VP down towards the bottom of the board. There are scenarios where if they go on to lose all their games and IP go on to win all theirs, VP themselves could be in that danger zone.
So pressure lane from VP. This is one that can work pretty well versus the Naga Siren. Naga, very high armor, but this lane is scary. It's a lot of magic damage coming in from them as well because of the Willow. But of course you can't play around it with that mirror image, so we'll see how well RTZ does in the top lane, which I think will determine quite a bit here, as well as down bottom, in the opposing factor, of course. For Ramses Alchemist, who can deal with a lot of pressure that's going to be coming out from S4, yelling as this Enchantress. But we'll probably see also the stack, right? Stack gaming is probably going to come out from solo this game, since they're assuming that Enchantress S4 as well as Crit will put a lot of pressure onto Ramses down bottom.
Yeah, they should be. Yeah, he should be able to come back from rough lane very easily this game.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't step up too far and get pressured too much. Like, they have to try to like keep pulling and keep the lane near the tower, because if he steps up too far from his tower as an Alchemist versus an Enchantress and a Pango lane, we've seen what they do. They enchant you, they keep you Orb of Venom slowed constantly, and they chase you out. It's tough.
See EG there. They'll be able to get a 3.
All right. So that Greevil's Greed.
Was a nice start, and Sumail's going to be happy.
Yep. Defensive wards coming out from the side of VP. Watching out for those rotations, in particular from Crit. Watching out for the moves also from him. And, of course, that mid ward to be able to allow you to get those extra right clicks as the Queen of Pain onto Sumail. Sumail actually not really getting the best block here at all. This is a pretty bad block here for Sumail.
Prime position for No One, just outside of the tower range and on his high ground.
Yeah. Oh, misses the last hit, though.
Oh, CS. Got that one.
Rain Trip.
Oh, he messed it up.
Sumail pulled the aggro of the melee creeps there, so when No One hits it, the melee creeps didn't hit it.
Little play there from Sumail.
Yep, gets the deny.
See if he can get his own. Should be able to easily with the burst. Oh, no, he
He
didn't.
missed the remnant.
Oh, right. It's early morning.
It's the morning
It's very
in the mid lane.
early here in Shanghai.
Both mid laners
They're just waking up.
missing theirs.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the other lanes. We'll give them some time to have their breakfast.
So Roger, we'll take a beating. Fly. Able to do a lot here as this Elder Titan. We've just been, oh man, I love seeing this hero. In the safe lane, still pretty exciting. You're always just having this 55 bonus damage plus that 5 armor, so you can just trade hits with everybody quite easily. So RTZ looks like he should be pretty okay up here to secure the farm.
Yeah, I think
as they brought a lot of regen as well on these two supports of EG.
Yeah, look, as you said, this dual lane should be able to secure a very strong safe lane for EG. And the bottom lane, see how much Ramses can get against the pressure. I'll try here with the maze, but Flyzy, but Maze is able to easily juke it. Won't be caught out by that.
Ooh, S4. Took like 4 tower hits under Acid Spray. Just a little bit painful for him there.
But Ramsey was farming quite all right.
Yeah.
I mean, no problems at all in these early levels. We'll see.
You can see that what I was talking about, how they want to keep the lane near the tower. You see what Crit is doing. He's actually making sure to just keep blocking that pull camp so they can't reset it, keep resetting the position of the lane. Because like I was saying, yeah, the harassment from Ramses if he's too far forward does start to build up. Ramses will pick up a chainmail so he can soak some of that damage coming from S4, at least in the time being. Is Pasha does connect. They have the extra stun too.
They've got the Cursed Crown on to Fly. And be able to chase him. Have they got the damage? The Bramble Mace to follow up. That's your first blood. VP. Having the combo plays as their heroes hit 2.
Is that pressure lane we were talking about, right? The heavy amount of control that comes out between them two, and that's also what we've been seeing a lot of teams, a lot of Willow players do. Is you don't even get the Shadow Realm, you just get the extra control to be able to keep the chase down. Because your Centaur in particular will provide your damage, or your Ogre that we saw in a couple other those dual lanes. So he's not really getting the most last hits as Pasha on the Centaur, but they're putting pressure on.
There's the pressure onto Ramses on the other half of the map.
Yeah, he stepped up a bit far here, a little far from his tower there, but looks like he will be able to back up.
A fair bit of time where Sumail's having to hide in the trees, wait for that poison to wear off so he can get the salve going. That's giving the space for no one.
Yeah, they picked the Queen of Pain because they wanted the lane dominator. Lane dominator and limited disables on EG. Sumail will go for a pull, some harassment onto no one to secure himself that range creep.
He's going to be able to head down and get himself a DD, which is going to help even more in this 1v1.
That's going to be super nice. That's I mean, I feel like I see VP warding the river like this is just because of the telltale what happened versus OG yesterday versus Thompson. Just him able to get all of those different runes is
Let's have a look.
up.
Now, I'm going to have a fight on one another. RTZ doing his best with the illusions to try and block up Pasha. But the Who Stomp Pasha will be able to still walk his way back to safety.
Sumail got forced to TP to base. No one showed back up in the lane, and Sumail was on the high ground. He actually just immediately had to TP. They even actually, they aggressively glyphed the wave on Sumail's remnants to make him miss a couple last hits too. I'm sure that was no one. As yeah, Sumail giving a couple Kookaburra laughs to that DD rune that no one was able to acquire. And yeah, I mean, Sumail's going to be really shut down because of this
He's going to have to take some time in the jungle to come back eventually.
Yep.
Yeah, this matchup, as you say, VP, they got the final pick,
Yep.
and they certainly made the magic happen with it in terms of making sure that no one has this favourable matchup mid. And he's making the most of it. 20-9 against Sumail's 8 for 7.
Yeah. And we see in the meantime also, like we were mentioning, we're going to see the Shadow Demon running around making stacks. Solo's already started. He has like a couple duo stacks inside of the jungle on his side too, just to prepare for Ramses to back up into that one. Ramses still farming just fine. Same thing with Arteezy in the top lane. So the carries, definitely happy with the laning setup that they've got.
Even farm between the two of them. This bottom lane will get a little more scary once S4 gets that 6.
Yep.
That'll be the point where we'll imagine to see, as you say, Ramses just looking to farm elsewhere.
Yep, he gets his phase boots, his double bracers, just goes to the jungle. It actually looks like he's actually already starting to back up to that jungle here.
We're going to see no one come
the
across
runes.
it for the runes. Crit did use the swashbuckle aggressively, so no one and Solo can stand their ground, start to hit, and the stick's going to be popped. VP will be able to pick up the rune in front of him. And now chase down Crit. Crit's maybe going to try and get himself denied. It's not going to be able to do so. No one gets the kill on Crit, as well as taking the bounty runes away from EG.
He actually moved bottom for the bounty runes and bought his bottle from the secret shop, so he's able to bottle up the bounty rune, also bottle up the second one too, and now they're going to shrine up with the 2 cores and continue that pressure on his. Sumail is just going to be the one who just jungles, who also had some stacks for himself. So he'll catch back up pretty quickly.
Yeah, all important to at least make sure he gets the 6 before he returns to lane if he wants to do so.
Oh,
Roger.
Roger.
It was a good job that shrine was available.
Sumail Doesn't want to commit forward here. He had his nulls backpacked. Doesn't want to try for anything
yeah,
there
a
onto Roger.
bit of a tricky play to make on his own at this stage.
Yeah, he's got the Shadow Realm and everything too, so Willow's
Yeah.
not a kill that you can try to go for. Sumail not want to waste mana. So yeah, bottom lane has been abandoned now a bit here by VP. They're just going to send some supports to Soak versus S4 as Crit will just run around chasing Ramses. Ramses will start to clear out these stacks as Crit will actually put down some vision to be able to keep taps too. He'll be able to snatch some of these himself.
Definitely the start where the biggest offset was that mid, but as you can see,
Totally caught back up.
yeah, the nature of the storm.
And
Which obviously is sort of maybe a worrying factor for VP. You pick this hero to have this edge in the mid, sure. For the first 5 minutes, you had that lead, but Storm's always going to catch back up.
yeah, and no one also went for the 3 points in the Shadow Strike, so purely
yeah.
lane pressure build. So now making moves around the map is a little bit harder without that high level of screen of pain or just even 2 or 3 points in it.
Top lane, an attempt onto Arteezy. Arteezy hasn't got any backup around him right now, so they'll be able to get him right under the tower. Beating him down. Now the TP comes in. The Shadow Realm hit not quite enough. Arteezy into the trees. Has the South ready, and he'll survive. He doesn't need any support help.
Every little thing mattering, right? He has double Wraithband as well as a Band of Elvinskin, so all that extra armor being provided there allows him to survive versus all
This
that
bottom
physical.
lane, here's the pressure. Now the 6 has been hit on S4. He can get in with the impetuses onto Ramses. Ramses now hits 6, so he's got the Chemical Rage regeneration. Still,
Sumail jumping far.
he does go for a big
He has
ball
a
zip.
regen.
He's looking to play around with Solo. The regen rune has ended, so won't be able to play on for the kill. And Ramses still with that Chemical Rage, a little too hard and a little too beefy for S4 to take down. But at the least we'll force him away. And of course, whilst there's that 30 seconds without the Chemical Rage, Ramses will have to stay away from that bottom lane.
Yeah, as you know, and he's focusing a little bit here on just staying in the mid lane because of that max Shadow Strike build for now. We can't see him TP soon to make a rotation, but he has that on cooldown for 40. Sumail burned his whole mana pool, though, for going to that setup down bottom, so hurting him a little bit as well. And as we know and love, you see Nagasarn is only like 9 last hits or 10 last hits behind that Alchemist, but as soon as we bring up that net worth, you're really starting to see that disparity. 1,300 gold already going in advantage of the Alch.
Jump forward here, no one. Teaming up with Roger to look for Fly. They should be able to get this unless Sumail can get the deny. He's not going to get the chance to. No one blows the Sonic Wave. Sumail zips forward, tries to go for the counter, playing with the Vortex drag back. They're going to get it. As they'll take that trade, EG, and maybe look to see if they can find more. S4 still with some mana to play with, but the Shadow Realm TP out will get the Willow back to base. Still, though, that is a kill onto no one as Sumail's sort of return and come back from a tough laning stage in that unfavorable matchup continues, and he is more than happy with getting involved in taking down the Quap.
Yep, Fly even TP's mid, refills Sumail's bottle so that he can keep getting this farm going for himself too. So yeah, a bit of a costly death there for no one.
And we'll see what sort of plays he is able to make. As you say, with the skill build, he's sort of stuck in this lane.
Yeah, just for a bit here. He's starting to get a couple more points when he's got like the 3 points, and then I mean he can still make moves around with 2 points in the Scream of Pain, but it's just not as good, not as nice. And we still see Solo continue to do all those stacks as we see on that left side for Ramses.
S4. I mean, he can feel pretty free to do this. He shouldn't be under any sort of pressure as a level 7 inch. It's not really the best, unless we see a rotation from no one. And even then, he's going to have the Sonic Wave if they want to have a shot at killing S4.
Yeah, they're going to actually have like a stun as well, because if he just gets the heal off, even with the Sonic Wave, it's pretty unlikely that S4 dies.
S4, keeping the vision and information onto Roger. Going to buy the chance for Sumail to zip in, get a bit of the glory. And he goes, S4 says, that's still my kill though. They will get another. Sumail's getting mobile on the map, getting involved in these little skirmishes.
Yeah, they're really trying to keep the pressure down on this bottom side. VP, they have full coverage and full wards down here to be able to watch when EG does make the moves toward this top side. So I assume Ramses is still just wanting to just farming his triangle though.
This is a high level dagger, and that's going to get the kill.
It does take him out.
That's the plus there of having that 3rd point in it.
Yeah.
If you come to the lane as a support, you got to be careful. Otherwise you end up giving up a kill to the Quappers. No one. He's got the Sonic Wave ready to pop again in 10 seconds. He's going to go for that Orchid build.
Yep. Treads into Orchid for sure when he's versus the Storm, as well as, I mean, he wants to be able to get scales to it. Also, it's just good because it gives you attack speed too if he does want to go for a transition build.
Yeah, and maybe with the Orchid in the burst, they have the chance of killing S4 as well.
Yeah. That's a ways away, but yeah, when he gets it, for sure.
Yeah. It's going to take him a fair bit of time. VP setting up around the mid. Solo and Ramses here. As EG start to shove the wave in. S4 trying to heal the wave back up.
He's trying to.
It's already going to get nuked down by the poison.
They're set up in the area, Crit as well as Fly. Crit and Fly are both level 6 too, and Crit has a Javelin, so he does pack a punch. As they're making sure to keep this catapult alive, they really want to try to take out this mid tower here, try to get that map control versus the Alchemist.
Solo not quite able to kill off the siege creep with the shadow poison. They'll pop the fortification. VP with no one moving back into position. They will be able to force EG back for now.
All of VP started surrounding themselves around that mid tower. As we know, defense of the mid tower has become here at TI. As immediately, they smoke up EG. They're looking to try to catch something around the triangle. They have no vision here either, so I think this is more of like a warding expedition first, and then hoping that they maybe find something out of it. So we see Fly, he's leading the charge. He's gonna get that ward down. They're gonna see the courier. Oh, they can wait for it to pick up the relic and then kill it. Oh, it didn't pick up the relic.
Oh, that would have been the value play.
That would have been the value play.
If they had waited for the relic to get picked up. Still, a courier dead is a courier dead, and does mean that it'll be a little trickier at least for Ramses to be able to make his way over, especially with that ward coverage. They will see him go towards a secret shop to get the relic, so might still be able to cause issues with him when it comes to buying it. But yeah, courier dead nonetheless. But yeah, if that had the relic on it,
that would have been
that would have been pretty next level.
Yeah,
but not the case. Ramses still with the money. 4,800 gold.
They're probably expecting some ward vision up on that left side now too, because EG made that run around there to go secure that triangle versus that Alchemist. So VP likely to take that one out. As you see, Roger's going to be going for that Vessel versus the EG lineup, of course, versus that Enchantress in particular, who's going to be going for the Vessel on the side of EG, as they most likely do want one to get picked up versus that Alchemist at some point. Nobody's queued it up just yet.
Set up into mid.
They have
get
the
the chemical rage off, and certainly,
They do.
with the Javelin on Crit, they cut down Ramses. Crit rolling Thunder through. He's ready to try and set up for more. Samael's low on the mana, so he can't really follow this up.
Oh, he just demonic purged the illusions.
Did he?
He did.
Oh no, it's early morning. It's early morning.
He wasn't in position to he wasn't actually behind the Alchemist too. If Solo was actually in position there too, he can just get the disruption and maybe look to save him there, but likely to die anywhere.
Hello.
Whoa.
Hello, well, no one. He's got to be careful. From the center, maybe Arteezy's the one that needs to be careful. They get the fear back. Turn towards him.
He's got to sleep.
He's going to be able to sleep and back off. Curse Crown does hit. Unable to chase. And no one has to be careful there. You saw the damage as the illusions cut round that tree line.
He almost died just to the Naga Siren. That was
if you didn't have
scary.
if you didn't have those stick charges, it would have been very scary.
Yep. We see VP now. They originally had all their wards on the right side. Now, as we said, they're prioritizing that triangle area for Ramses, who pretty much has the Radiance now finished up after he takes out these last few camps. So he's off to a good start, but Arteezy, the 3 cores of EG as well, looking real hot here. Arteezy getting all the space in the world from his team. As we were kind of talking about that in the draft, right? We were hoping to say Arteezy kind of jungle, and then Ramses going to jungle, and the 4 versus 4 ensuing constantly. And I look at it, EG's draft fighting the 4v4s is really strong. They've got the Storm Spirit, the ET, the Pango, in particular that ET Pango, really strong for the team fight, and then S4 just super tanky for the front line. While VP, they're going to take a little bit more time to be able to set up for that. They have the Willow damage, they have the Centaur damage, but they're pretty limited when they don't have the Sonic Wave from Queen of Pain, who had to use it defensively.
It's always that worrying position, you know, if you're the out lineup and you do not have that net worth advantage.
Yeah. And you're losing, if you start to lose map control also, that's one of the biggest things. They've already lost 2 of their towers, so getting bounty runes starts to become a little bit more difficult, and you really want to keep that map control when you have Alchemist for bounties. As we see, EG, they're already starting to make the rotation up toward top to set up for 2 bounty runes, as Arteezy is going to go bottom to set up for those. So they want to fight up here as EG. As we were saying, they are very strong with their team fight right now.
See if they can get over aggressively. We are seeing Pasha start to poke his head around. Smael.
They only want to give, it looks like they only want to give VP 1 rune. They're going to try to secure themselves 3.
Start to poke at Roger, does force out the Shadow Realm. EG will secure the 3 bounty runes. VP only able to get a look in on 1. As that will put Arteezy very close to the Manta cell. Obviously that Manta coming out well, way before any sort of Orchid's out for no one. So
yeah.
Arteezy with the Manta is going to feel pretty invincible heading around the map and farming wherever he wishes.
He's already starting to get like really tanky, right? He's already at, I mean, not very tanky, but he's 1500 HP when he's on his strength treads. When he gets the Manta, he's gonna be like 1800, 2000 HP. Like we were saying, they don't have damage to deal with illusions very well on the side of VP. Definitely feeling a bit concerned for them in that aspect. They still do have this very farmed Alchemist, but yeah, no one not really at that same point. Same thing with Pasha.
The VP, as we said in the draft, they're always going to struggle with the scaling potential of the 3 EG cores, and all 3 EG cores are in the prime position in terms of where they want to be in farm. Top lane, Whostomp's not going to be there in time from Pasha's. Crit's able to roll out and roll past the entirety of VP pretty much. TP's out, and that's 4 heroes there that won't get any looking on a kill. They will be able to take the tier 1 tower.
He was just there to delay it, and he delayed a decent amount too. He knocked the whole creep wave back for a while here. They have the glyph as well, so they delayed that push a decent amount for EG.
Bottom lane, a bit of pressure being put onto the tier 2 tower bottom as RTZ cuts the creep wave. TP will come in from Solo to get those creeps off it, but the pressure from EG is certainly building up very early.
Yeah, and they've got deep vision now too. I just saw Fly do a dive past the tier 2 tower bottom and puts 2 deep wards down.
RTZ.
And RTZ's getting aggressive.
He's going to look for some solo action.
Solo's just dead. Uh-oh.
This game is looking a little rocky for VP.
They've got their blink now on Pasha. They're going to have to make some big plays happen with it, though. It's only a 1k disadvantage, but yeah, the Naga
They have
Siren
the out.
is a big problem. Yeah, the Naga Siren's a big problem.
And they're behind. It's not great. Be sure that Ramses himself, he's still doing fine, but the other 2 cores are Passion. They're not having that much of an impact. They will find Fly in the river. Ramses, concoction's out. Fly, caught out. We'll be able to get the stomp off, but they're in and get the kill. In fact, Fly's going to buy back because EG want to fight this. Samael, he's going to zip in. They found Ramses straight away. They're on top of the Alchemist. The Alchemist is out and crit onto the high ground. Sets up for a second. Samael zips in. They'll find both of them. Double kill for Samael. As soon as VP finds some support action, Samael strikes back hard and gets the bigger trade for EG.
And they take out Ramses in a matter of seconds. Like, he just dies so quickly to all this damage that's coming out. EG just have, like we said, they have so much damage to deal with this Alchemist. VP, they don't have the damage really to deal with the Naga Siren, as RTZ immediately after that kill, he goes back to his home. He goes back to the bottom side of the map and continues to farm VP's jungle.
I don't know, once he has the Diffusal Blade, he's going to be killing most of these heroes on the map. Sure, you know, if Ramses gets the Chemical Rage off before, it will be a little trickier, but the rest of them, especially no one, he's got to be careful. He gets caught out by a net and surrounded by the illusions burning his mana. He's not going to have the chance to get out of it.
Yeah. Still no Orchid finished up for no one either. He's got the second Oblivion Staff when he wants to pick it up. He hits level 12 now too for that level 2 Sonic Wave, so maybe they're going to try to make a move with that one there.
They have to.
They're trapped on their side of the map.
The momentum and the pace that EG's playing at, it's only going to favor EG.
Yep.
VP's got to try and make some sort of a play, find some sort of a pick-off onto one of these EG's cores. Otherwise, this game is just going to get infinitely harder for VP.
Dream Rune for Sumail. He was completely out of mana. Finds himself a regen rune to be able to farm at maximum efficiency. Looks like they might actually go for a smoke play as well here, looking to keep the pressure on. I mean, they're probably feeling super confident
why not?
right now.
They know that at this point of the game, their lineup plays very well against them.
And they're keeping the pressure on. That's the big thing too. Is like, even if they do make an aggressive play, VP, they can't transition into anything here. They got the top tier 1 tower, but mid tier 1 is still pretty healthy, bottom as well. So VP definitely lacking a lot on that map control right here as EG continue this slight dominance. And it's going to just be a straight BKB build as well by Sumail this game. No funny business. He doesn't want to get caught by any type of bramble. He doesn't gonna have to worry about that Orchid that's going to be coming out inevitably from the Queen of Pain. Could go for something like a Eul's, but this is just, he doesn't care. Because if he gets Eul's, they drop a bramble under it.
Well, that's the thing. The Eul's is definitely a bit of a double-edged sword when it comes to trying to save yourself. It can set up for the enemy to come in after. But
this is just
BKB.
safer.
Yeah, it's going to allow him to go ham, and Samael knows that at this point, the EG's at their strength if they can keep fighting whilst RTZ keeps farming. Down bottom, a zip in and a zip out. There's the net. In comes Crit rolling forward. He'll be able to get the connection with the Rolling Thunder. Pasha tries to jump in. The song's going to be used. They're going to look to disengage for now. EG, they will start to back away. VP's going to look to chase. Stampede's pop. Roger is getting melted. He'll be able to pop the fear up, but Samael will zip in. Shadow Realm allows him to juke the hit from Samael. So Roger will stay alive for now. TZ backing away. The stomp comes out from Pasha onto the back line.
Nice
Sonic Wave's there, burst them down low. Doesn't quite get any of the kills, and now EG, they'll turn. Look to Pasha with the impetus. Now over to Ramses. Ramses having to hide in the trees. No one jumping in with a scream. Can he get the kill in time? Fly tries for the stomp. Doesn't matter. Roger gets the Shadow Realm hit. Will get the kill, but EG, they're found two. And RTZ's into the trees, hunting for Ramses. At the same time, Samael playing around with no one on the sideline. Samael is low on mana. The backup there from Crit comes in with a swashbuckle. Samael will be saved, and no one will be taken out as EG find 4 and only lose Fly.
That was a really nice disengage there by EG. It actually looked pretty scary for them for a second there. TZ had 0 mana as he was disengaging and backing up. believe he may have gotten bottled up by by the storm or something like that, because he was very low on health. He was able to reset, and they just made VP chase a little bit too far.
I mean, that's how we've not seen any EG, but that sort of execution and team fight from EG, that looked top tier there.
Yeah.
There was no question about it. EG made the calls and the moves absolutely perfectly to get the most out of that situation, and I think that could even be a bad fight too far for VP, because now after that, RTZ has the defusal blade. Sumail's got the BKB. If you're not winning that fight, I don't know what sort of fight you are winning if you're VP. You have to pull off some drastic measures here. Get some sort of a pick-off, because in terms of the head-to-head 5-5, you're not coming out on top.
They've got the Orchid right now on the Queen of Pain. Right now they're looking to try to hunt onto Sumail before the BKB comes out. They might be able to actually catch him in
It's
mid.
on the courier. It's on the
he doesn't have
courier.
it yet.
It's on the courier. The courier. Is he going to get there?
It's
he
almost
needs
there.
It.
He
there
gets
it is. It's there. Delivered just in time. And that'll allow him to turn. BKB's popped.
Oh, he
he
dies.
Because he zips into melee range of Pasha.
Oh.
It's early morning. It's
Sumail?
early morning. It's Sumail.
He was alive for
Now
sure.
that's a question mark and a half.
He turned, and I think he just got just got retaliated.
He just zipped
right?
in
He
next
just
to
got
him,
smacked.
and Pasha just smacked him in the face.
Okay, well the gank ends up
It was
actually
nearly
working.
brilliant. You know, he gets the BKB, he survives, and then he zips back in and dies. No, don't show it again. Oh no!
Look at the courier flying
gets-
in. He gets
Like,
it.
he's
Oh,
fine.
He's fine. Gets
Sumail's
BKB.
more than fine.
Zips
Zips out, but then he zips back in.
And
He
Pasha's
gets
just like,
greedy, and Pasha just smacks
"Thank
him in
you."
the face. Oh. Well, nonetheless, EG's still in a very, very good position.
Yeah.
You know, Sumail, he knows that, so he won't be feeling too hard done by that mess up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they still have Arteezy in such a comfortable spot. He's also even queued up a BKB as well. Just if he wants to go for that, something like that. He also has the butterfly too, which he could look to just still go for anyway. But yeah, they're in a super comfortable spot here as both Pasha and No One. Look at their net worths. They're actually pretty much at the same position here as Crit on that Pango. And EG, they're just still running at them, keeping them on this side of the map.
Oh, Manta. Take the silence off, Arteezy. They're
Net.
looking for the vision. Is going to be able to get the net. Stampy's popped as well as the fear. Pasha jumps in, looking for the lockdown onto Arteezy. Arteezy in trouble. They get the kill. Artor's dead. Chris coming in with the rolling thunder. So EG will still look to turn it to Mail. Pops the BKB, zips in. Nukes down one. Now we'll turn for another. Pasha will be taken out as well. They did manage to deny Ramses, but everybody else still dies.
Wow, they should get denied.
I guess that was the new. Wait, how did they deny him? It's early morning. Explain. Was it neutrals? Right? Must have been.
Had to
There's
have
nothing. There's no deniable damage.
No,
right?
I would say killed by neutrals.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
No, come on, Fog, get your brain working. How did Ramses get denied? There's no damage over. There's no deniable. Let's have a look. I'm sure we're being idiots. How did Ramses get denied? Was it the SD illusions? Is there something with it? Oh, concoction! Concoction!
Oh,
Concoction!
Good call.
Concoction! That's
There
the
you
answer.
go.
There we go.
I was like,
There we go.
I was like,
Concoction.
am I dumb?
Concoction.
So he denied himself. That's why
Yes.
it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Early morning. Early morning.
Yeah. Not something you see all the time.
No.
With a concoction.
Definitely not.
Very, very hard to pull off. Never intentional. Ramses, at least, was able to take away a bit of that golden XP bonus for EG.
Yeah.
Obviously, EG, though, still
They're in such
taking the favourable swing. They got the kills around him.
such a good position for them too, because every single time they're making all these aggressive plays, it's just super deep onto VP's map. So even if VP, which they're not winning these fights at all, if they were, they're still not in a good position to push outwards. So EG just keeps bringing the battle to them, and VP is really starting to get just very far behind. Alchemist, as we say, of course, still at the top of that network,
Yeah,
but we're
but
just starting to
he's
see
not-
him just get melted.
And he's not the top. Like,
No.
it's 23 minutes in. There's only a 2K difference between him and Arteezy. It should be more if you're having a great game as an Alc. Obviously, it's hard because Arteezy is just having such a fantastic time as the Nagasar in this game. He's getting all the space in the world on the map.
And it's hard when they have so much damage coming out from EG. They
Yeah.
have not only just magical and physical, but they have that pure that, of course, comes out from the Enchantress that just pierces right through Alchemist, who has an AC early on. That's the thing. He went for the AC to make sure he's not countered by the natural order or anything like that, so he gets that flat bonus armor. But, yeah, just too many different damage sources from EG. As they will go for this tier 1 tower. Look at this wrap here. VP, they're going for the long play. We'll get some wards down.
They're going very deep. I mean, they know that EG's pushing on this top lane, but can they do anything with that information? Arteezy's sort of a low mid, but not an easy kill to go for with that.
No.
the Manta dodge capabilities into the Song.
And he's never using. It doesn't look like he's using the Manta to farm pretty much at all. He's
No,
actually
he's
just using
saving it.
mirror image every single
Yeah.
time. So. And he still has the BKB queued. As we saw in that last fight, he still can't get burst down his individual hero by all that magic damage that they do have.
I mean, yeah, well, BKB and Manta, they can start walking down lanes, finishing off these tier 2s and
Take
pushing towards the base.
Just take every single fight pretty much. I don't feel like VP's fight is nearly as strong as EG's,
Yeah,
even without the BKB on the Naga
And
side.
that's going to be an Aegis on the Storm, Sumail.
How's our bounty rune exchange? VP will only get the 1 right now. Long zip forward. Solo. Goodbye.
Goodbye indeed. Sumail sees the opportunity with that warp vision that they have. Continues to pick up another kill as Sumail's Storm game continues to look like a lot better than the old no one Quap. He's struggling this match.
He really is. The
Not-
Tricore of
Not
EG.
really had an impact.
Tricore of EG farming super well. Crit also pretty much a core. And they're actually setting up with the
They
Sun
are.
Ramses.
They're ready to
He
dive in.
has BKB though. I think they just saw it.
I mean, they
and
did. They're like, let's
never
go.
mind.
Oh, BK, get out. Abort, abort.
Just kidding. Level 18 song though, so only that 70-second cooldown. Or 80 seconds, sorry.
At least, yeah, as you say, with the BKB, Ramses himself can sort of likewise as RTZ Naga go where he wants.
Yeah.
There's
The
not
biggest
really any
thing-
threat for him.
The big thing too is, we look at that 7K gold lead, and if it's not always
Yeah.
the biggest thing, even though, they're versus the Alchemist, which is excellent, I saw we brought up, of course, that experience. That's one of the big ones, is you look at no one's level 14. Like, if you look at these hero levels, it's a level 14 Queen of Pain, it's a level 16 Pangolier. Crit is 2 levels over 2 of the cores on the side of VP right now.
Oh, it's Sumail again. He's looking for the big bull zip. He uses all his mana for it. Can he get one right click to slow down Solo? He's chasing him. Pole charges there. Solo
is.
has no escape.
Goodbye.
He gets caught out once again. Cimarera on the
RTZ
map.
will
and the
solo
Solo's no
kill
one.
no one.
There is always a threat with this defusal and that Eagle Song. This Naga Siren punches hard.
Yeah, he went for the Eagle Song instead of the BKB. Not
Yeah,
not
he's
feeling
just
like
ready
he needs
to
it.
hit.
Yeah, he can
I mean,
just
because
farm it.
he knows that he can get these kills. No one is. He's just a free kill on the map.
Yeah.
Anytime that no one messes up with the blink because he's only got the Orchid, there's no defensive capabilities. He needs that BKB. It's going to take him a lot of time to get there. He's only 2K into the purchase.
Yeah, it really is feeling extremely difficult for VP to take these fights. They only have that Alch. Everybody else is just super underfarmed in comparison. And EG's frontline is just, I mean, how do they even kill the killing these heroes is super difficult. As we've seen,
All 3 cores are a huge nightmare for VP to deal with.
Yeah.
This really was the problem that we were worried about from the draft. S4, Ench, Sumail, Quap, RTZ, Naga Siren. Good luck. Who are you going to kill?
Sumail
You have to
Storm.
Sorry, Sumail Quap. Sumail Storm.
yeah, I mean, Sumail, he had some time where he could have died, as we saw, but he got such an early BKB. He's
Yeah.
9-1-5. So even though that early lane that he got pressured in, he was able to jungle, back up. Team put a lot of pressure on the map. And VP as well as Ramses, they've kind of just been stuck on their side. They can't make any aggressive moves. EG's just been dictating the pace the entire time. Ramses will connect the stun. They got the Spirit Vessel as well onto S4.
They're going to try and burst him with Sumail. He's going to look to go for the backline. Straight away with the silence onto Solo. He drags him in. Looks for the SD kill. Roll forward for Crit. They've killed one. Pasha popping the Stampede. Looks to hide in the trees. Sumail's on with the chase. They'll get the kill with the shield crash. Crit takes the second. Arteezy. Song set up. Looking for more. The Fear will send back the 3 of them. Keeping Ramses safe. Buyback comes out from Pasha. Can VP actually get any of those kills in return? That's the question.
Nice
Cell
stomp.
stun from Ramses. Pasha in with the 3-man who stomp. They're on top of Sumail. Sumail will fall once, but he has the Aegis. They're ready to keep fighting EG. The impetus is from S4.
Ramses.
Take down a second. Ramses is surrounded, trapped up by the net. Sumail zips in. Ramses out of HP, out of mana, and S4 cleaning up the glory. Triple kill for the Ench as this game just continues to look rougher and rougher for VP. No one will be able to blink away. Sumail looking for the chase.
No mana
Has
for
he got
Vortex.
enough mana to get the kill? Yes,
do.
he has. Arteezy, his man up on the high ground,
GG.
and it really is all over as EG, a beautiful start to the day for them, and VP, it looks like a good night's sleep didn't do anything for them as this lineup continues to look in absolute shambles.
Yeah, this was a rough one. even from like the draft, we're looking like, oh god, like this Naga Siren pick was really strong. They don't have great ways to deal with it, and EG, they put the pressure on with this Elder Titan, with this Pango, with this Enchantress and their Storm. These 4 were just running around making plays, and VP, their 4 cannot match that aggression.
Not at all. It looked like a great draft from EG.
Yeah.
As I said, I haven't got to see any of the EG games, but from this performance and from that draft, EG, they look pretty damn good.
Yeah, definitely looked real sharp in the way that they secured the map control really quickly, right? They prioritized, they took out that bottom tower super early, they took out the mid tower, and then they knew Ramses was only farming one side, while Arteezy was farming the whole VP jungle, Sumail was farming their whole jungle as well. So they were out economy while also out pressuring VP.
Oh, we'll have to see how VP can step it up in game 2 as they're on the line, right? They're right at the bottom. If they continue to lose games and NIP, the team currently below them, continue to win games, they could get messy for VP. They could be going home.
They really got to step it up.
They really do. This game was not really close at all. There was never really any chance for VP to get into it. EG, solid draft, solid play all around, and great calls, great communication. So we'll see. Game 1 goes the way of EG, no questions asked. We'll see if in game 2 things are going to turn around, if EG can continue to look pretty hot. We'll see you so soon in game 2. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the TI9 group stage. I'm Odie Pixel here with Fogged, and we're halfway through the series of EG versus VP. Game 1, EG absolutely dominated VP. They got crushed. There was no hope. It looked like it was going to be a rough game from the draft, and it really did end up being a rough game. Nobody getting a chance to play their game. The no-one quad final pick. It looked great for sort of 2 minutes in the laning stage. As expected, you're a quad versus a Storm, but other than that, he wasn't able to do anything in that match.
Yeah, he even got a DD rune, right, to completely push Sumail out of the lane. Then Sumail actually just went to jungle and hit level 6 before the Queen of Pain hit level 6 as well.
Yep.
Able to just kind of free farm. Arteezy got all the space in the world from the pressure. So, yeah, VP, gonna have to adjust for sure after that
Yeah,
one.
big time. They've got to get something different now because we've seen... Well,
don't give me Queen of Pain anymore.
No,
give me something else.
Don't pick Quap.
Yeah,
Don't
it's too
pick
tough.
Quap.
It's just a hard hero to make work. I think for a long time, the only real person that I've really liked to look at Quap, and I think people are like, oh, Sumail plays it pretty good too, and no one plays it pretty good, is Maybe. I feel like Maybe is
Quap.
like the only player for like the last 4 years to make Queen of Pain like actually stand out and be like,
Sure.
you know, it's an okay Quap
I
pick.
can see it because maybe he's just great on these like the Quaps and the Leshracs where he just
He's
runs
crazy.
around the map.
Yeah.
You don't see him sitting mid with 3 points and dagger.
No.
You know, he is up and down, getting those plays, getting those kills early on. And yeah. No Quap.
And I think
We're
also-
not going to see a Quap this game. Well,
Yeah.
maybe some elders, but not from VP's side. They're going to switch it. They're
I think
definitely
just
gonna get
pick
some
heroes that are safer. Queen of Pain, it's been known as a snowball hero forever. That's always how we always like
you get
calibrate that hero. It's a snowball hero. You don't snowball, you're probably gonna have a tough time. We saw it come out there. Unless you have like this like super good matchup like versus a Razor, as we've used to see Queen of Pain picked a lot versus Razor. Yeah. So we're gonna move away from the Queen of Pain. And the other thing I like that VP does already here is banning
the
out the
edge.
Enchantress.
Yeah.
Get rid of that hero.
It is that offlaner that just like you have to draft against it. You have to have certain heroes. You have to have certain items to have any chance of killing it in the mid game.
Yeah, and even then we saw in the last team fight they committed every single spell pretty much, I think, except for Sonic Wave, and they barely brought down S4.
And EG obviously with their bans, banning the only hero that had sort of an okay game on VP's lineup, making sure that this time VP won't even be able to rely on having Ramses farming away on his Alchemist.
Okay, so already adjustments by VP.
So what's been left in this time? The SD's there.
The gyro.
The gyro's there. And EG are going to take that for themselves, in fact, after obviously banning it against VP in game 1. They're going to leave it in and run it themselves.
Give me some like Morphling +1 versus the gyro. Give me something.
Dude,
Something
dude,
crazy,
Morph
right?
used to be...
Wasn't that like the
Morph was a
GG
free
thing?
win.
Yeah, Morphling versus gyro
Morph's a
used
free
to
win.
be insane versus it. So I don't think you open it, but maybe you can pick like SD Morph.
I don't know. It kind of is that much. At least it used to be that much of a free win.
Right, like SD Morph for me,
Yeah.
will always
I
look
wouldn't mind
pretty
it
good
in the first
versus
phase.
Gyrocopter. Because if you don't, it's probably gonna get banned out.
Oh, it would definitely get banned out. Right, against Ramses and no one. Like if you're playing Gyro, you do not let them have the morph. Unless you feel you're going to have sufficient ways to deal with it. But even then, there's always going to be that one fight where Morph gets the flak and everybody dies.
Yep.
So...
And it's also just it's not even just the it's not just the X factor versus the gyro. You will have your own ways to benefit from it too if they pick something like a Willow, a Shake, or other type of combos as we've seen these Morphlings run. So we'll see. They're running into a little bit of their reserve time here.
Yeah, on the first pick.
Yeah,
Maybe saying, well, Morph is great. Is it great enough for us to pick in the first phase?
I'm on board with it if they do.
I would be fine with it. You're struggling, right, VP? You've had 3 really rough games. Just go with something that you know is statistically very, very strong, very likely to give you a good shot in the game.
Yeah. Not maybe like an Ogre Morph could look. Ogre was actually ignored completely in the last draft.
They're losing, they're using a
They're
lot
really
of their
using a
reserve
lot of their
time
time here.
for first pick.
Let me check the chat, make sure that we're
Are they
okay.
here?
Yeah, they're
Hello?
here. We're all good.
Test?
I think they have to be debating that. It has to be the debate for that.
They're having a full-blown conversation. There we go.
SD?
There's the
Is it gonna
SD.
be? Okay, they just still do SD Centaur. So Centaur still used to be one of the
Okay.
big picks versus the Gyrocopter anyway, because the laning phase, Centaur has like 67 base damage, Gyro has like 47 base damage. You can't really last hit very well versus a Centaur at all.
They took a
They
long
took a
time,
long
to
time for
think
that,
about
though.
that.
So I think they must have been debating a couple different things there for them just to snap pick those two like that. Like sometimes you see they'll pick the Shadow Demon, then they'll reset their time and they'll pick the next hero. But they didn't even do that. They just picked both and immediately.
It's
right
out
away.
again. Now, VP, they've got 3 picks. They've got to draft something that can better deal with the Naga Siren. Because last game, they just didn't have the means to. Their last pick was a Quap in response to it was like a 4th pick Naga last game.
I believe so, yeah.
And the quap's just not good enough. If you don't snowball, you get behind. The burst is not going to be enough to do anything against the Naga Siren. As we saw last game, the Naga just destroys the quap. One misplaced blink, the Naga Siren's on top of you with her army of illusions, and the Riptide just rips you apart.
Yeah.
So they VP they have to draft suitably against this Naga. And there's the
And
morph
there's the
ban.
morph
I mean
ban.
that was the thing.
That's exactly what we're saying.
I
Like,
really
that's
would
what
have
we were
liked.
saying,
I
right?
would have liked VP to pick it in the first
I
phase.
totally agree.
I
'Cause
really
even
think it's that strong against the Gyro that
I'm-
you can pick it first phase.
Right there with you. Right there with you. We used to see
You're
it
never going to
last
get
year-
it in second phase.
Like last year when Gyro was being picked, it was literally like you have to ban the Morphling, otherwise you're gonna get you have to play these mind
Like
games around the
there
Morph
wouldn't
Gyro.
even be that sort of opportunity where you would have had 2 picks to pick it. Like you would not have been allowed that in the draft.
So
It
maybe
would always be banned out.
The
if
one thing I'm
Gyro's
thinking
played.
is maybe they debated. Now also I think the other hero they might be looking at is Sven, because it can be okay versus the Naga Siren. It's good versus Gyrocopter throughout the majority, like pretty decent
I mean,
stages of the
there's-
game.
that's fair.
They
Maybe
could even just
it's
ban
just
it
going to be
though.
banned as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're not taking sort of that core
I think Sven
early
is
against this sort of opening. I mean, EG's open with a core. There's no problem with you putting in a 1 or a 2 in those first 2 picks.
yeah, that's probably the one that stands out the most to me. Is that Sven? I know Lifestealer is one that people used to pick a little bit versus the Gyrocopter, but playing versus
You're gonna
Naga
s- you're
Siren
gonna
as well.
struggle
You're
against the
gonna
Naga.
yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
struggle. The thing is, you have Centaur, so you have that like, gap close kind of thing. So maybe there's still a possibility that VP does want to go for something like that.
I say Sven is the best bet.
Yeah, I think Sven is probably the one that EG's going to ban. As we see VP, they do take out that Pangolier, so they look at the bans that we've seen from VP. Enchantress, Elder Titan, Pango. What did EG play last game? Enchantress, Elder Titan, Pango. So they're really making sure that they tick those boxes, especially when there's a Naga Siren in the game.
A Necrophos ban.
Okay.
Now, why would EG be scared of the Necrophos? What's the strength of that hero?
I know VP likes the hero quite a bit.
Okay.
Um,
Because is it necessarily very good against the 2 that EG have so far? I feel
no. Like Gyro's all right with. Like,
Yeah.
Gyro's just all magic damage.
Go
versus
through the Ghost
Necro,
Shroud.
so yeah.
I just wondered what this.
That has to be.
What could this
it's
tell you
something
about
else
the
that-
upcoming
yeah,
picks?
that's something. I'm trying to think which one it
Yeah.
might be.
5 seconds remaining.
Maybe something like that Tidehunter. Maybe something like that for S4, where he doesn't really enjoy playing versus the Necrophos too much, even if it's not like the lane that he's in. Just overall aspect of the game. Could be a possibility. CVP, they take out the Chen.
Let's see what call they want to get. As you say, Sven, it has been left in.
Yeah,
So
Sven,
if
Sven
they
looks
wanna go
pretty-
that route
Sven
for
looks good
Ramses.
for the core, because it's good versus both of these that we see already. And these, you'd imagine, are EG's 2 cores, unless they still, like, maybe still vary some stuff around, but you'd imagine this is going to be RTZ and Sumo. I guess still a little bit flexible.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, let's see, VP. Got to be wary as again they do eat into that reserve time.
Is it going to be? Go for Line. So Line very good versus Naga Siren. You can clear out 2 of the illusions very quickly. You actually get really farmed on Line just killing illusions if you mana drain Hexwind all the time throughout the game.
Sure.
Gives you some burst damage as well, working with the Centaur. But again, we see VP. I've seen them do this like every game.
What squishy support?
Squishy supports.
Very squishy.
We see a lot of
supports.
other teams picking like Earthshakers, Sand
Yeah.
Kings, Ogres, +1 of the squishy supports. VP's really sticking with those dual squishies. So that makes me think it is the Sven, right?
Yeah, they've got to be picking cores to make up for that.
The first Undying, I believe, of the tournament.
Really?
I
Is that
think
a
so.
new hero?
Yep, I
New
believe that
hero.
is the first Undying of the tournament. Okay, Undying.
I mean, Jara Undying, right? That's old school.
Yeah, you get the vision for your flak with the Tombstone.
Yeah.
Super nice. Tombstone are giving that 1800 day and night vision, so your flags are always going to be hitting
Yeah, if you-
everyone in the
if you-
fight.
If you end up getting together for some early action,
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Decay just making Jara's early magical burst combo just so deadly.
I think it's also now this time EG, they don't have their Elder Titan to secure the lane. So Undying versus Centaur, he's the one to secure the lane for the Naga Siren. So VP, the pressure from their dual lane might not be enough now versus this Undying as EG pick that to soak the damage versus the VP dual lane that's going to be up top. Or down bottom, sorry, as they are dire this game.
Oh, VP again, right into the reserve time. This is their reserve time going down to the 20s, and they're going to try and run the storm themselves this time
Okay,
round
that's-
for no one.
It's nice, right? There's
Yeah.
very limited disable coming out here. Definitely a nice pick there.
What kind of
EG.
disable would you like to
Yeah,
see?
Willow's
we
in the
took for
pool.
crit. I was going to say the crit Willow
Crit
is there.
Willow's not bad.
10 seconds remaining.
Does crit play much of the next assassin, or
5 seconds
Yeah.
wouldn't be too bad this game, right? You know, against the two supports and the Storm.
Yeah. I really like Crit's Willow.
Just the Will. I
And
mean,
it fits really well with
it's
Naga
his
Siren
finest,
too,
yeah.
and it's good versus Stampede.
Yeah,
other
good setup as
options.
well for cooldown between the Bramble and,
Yeah.
and the Gyro. Really good area control. Bramble and the Tombstone. The team fight control would be very, very nice for EG.
Oh, definitely. He still has. I don't know if maybe he wants his Earth. He's
Yeah,
played
well,
a couple
I
of games
feel
of Earth Spirit
Willow,
as well.
Willow would be really hot. Oh,
But I really
we've
like-
not got to see any Earth
I
Spirit.
like the
What am I
Willow a
saying?
little bit more than the Earth
Yeah,
Spirit.
it's one of those,
personally.
it's one of those supports as well that sometimes it can be annoying, right? As a lion, you're never able to get that finger. She always disappears into the shadow realm. You never get that easy sort of finger kill.
See if that's the option they go for. It does seem like it fits pretty nicely overall. Provides them extra team fight and all that. Yeah. I'm gonna run their clock down a little bit here. Maybe they don't.
To Willow or not to Willow?
To
That is
Willow
the
or to take
question.
S4's hero, right? I think that's maybe the question.
Sure, yeah. If they're worried about maybe S4's getting banned, if they've got their sort of mindset on that one hero.
Yeah. It's gonna be.
It'll be S4's,
Maybe
right?
S4 sinking, more than likely. And they ban the Willow immediately.
I mean, no hesitation.
That's the debate,
Get
right?
rid- Willow.
That's the debate
Willow's
that's
gone.
going to go at. So
Yeah.
Sand King provides you that instant disable for the Storm Spirit that they were lacking.
Okay.
It's going to give them a nice team fight as well with the Naga-san with the Gyrocopter, so that's a pretty solid pick there. And now they're going to be able to look for Crit's hero, which...
So no Willow.
No Willow. The other ones he's played, he's played Willow a lot. He's played Earth Spirit a lot.
10 seconds remaining.
He's played a Rubik game.
Oh, if we're talking, well, we'll see what EG's final ban is first.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're talking about fun, crazy heroes, how about the Crit Puck?
It's the Earth Spirit.
yeah,
It's the obvious one. So because he's played the...
Yeah, well, it was always going to be what Willow or
I think it was Willow or Earth Spirit for sure. I think that's why they debated. They're like, I think we'd prefer having Sand King, and we can just take one of the two for Crit. That works really well in the game.
All right, so VP, what do you got? Final pick for Ramses. What do you want to be getting? What are sort of the big cores still in?
think
The
the
life stealers.
I like the anti-mage ban a lot by EG, by the way.
Well, you think they would have gone for it?
I've seen everybody. I'm not everybody. I've seen so many teams picking it versus the Sand King. They love it versus the Sand King and lane and in the overall aspect of the game because you can just lane versus him.
But is
pretty
it good?
decently.
Is anti-mage good?
I personally don't really like it so much, but I've heard the teams talking about it a lot.
Okay.
And it's a matchup versus Nagasar, and that if you make it to that late game, you just you're fine. You'll be okay as the IM. You just have to make it. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of AM, and they're running the clock. The ones we
They
said were
are.
Sven and
Well,
Lifestealer, right? I think those are two that fit. I think Sven still has its argument, and it's a Lifestealer.
Life stealer.
So I think those are the last two that were left. Lifestealer, the matchup versus Gyrocopter can be nice, also versus Sankey.
I mean, I'm just looking at this and I'm saying,
Naga
can
Siren.
they deal with a Naga Siren?
Yeah. Do
Can
they have ways
they?
to clear it?
Can they deal with a Naga Siren?
The thing is, Lion. That's the thing. Lion will always provide you. No matter how much health those illusions have, he's gonna kill two of them right away.
But look, all these heroes that are going to get on top of the line.
That is the one thing. They are
S4 and
very
Crit,
tanky.
they're straight to the back lines, and both these supports are dead.
They're super tanky, but that also could be one thing that maybe makes it where Ramses is feeling pretty good, right? There's three really buff strength heroes that he can feast off of.
Sure. I mean, obviously, yeah, other than the Naga Siren, yeah, the Lifestealer is going to have a lot of good targets to eat. You're going to have that way of quickly getting rid of the Tombstone, and obviously Gyro, for a lot of the earlier portions of the game, is going to have to be very wary of the Lifestealer just getting on top of him.
Exactly, and they have methods of delivery. They have both the Storm Spirit, which is natural, and then they have the Centaur, who's going to eventually get that Blink Dagger. They also even have Stampede, so... Okay, this could be I mean, this looks like a much more well-rounded draft for VP this time around.
Sure, you like it more than game one.
Much more than game one,
Much more than
for sure.
game one's.
Still a little bit
Still
concerned
have
about the Naga
the
Siren
RTZ Naga.
and how much pressure they're going to be able to put on him in the laning phase. Like, Fly, as this Undying, he's going to be able to soak all that pressure for RTZ. So, all right.
But in the mid lane as well, the Nolan Storm Spirit, he should have, a good time against a mid-Gyro? How does that sort of go, would you say?
I think he should be okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You have good. Yeah, I think you have like a okay base damage advantage. You can clear the wave out much easier than the Gyrocopter. So Gyro can't actually, sometimes with Gyros you want to like missile and you dive in to go for your barrage. But I think like Storm Spirit's going to be pushing the wave out constantly into your face that you can't actually have only the storm isolated by a rocket barrage. So it does look like it should be a pretty good lane. But I've said that, and also there's an Earth Spirit. So that's the one thing is Crit could make some role plays to look to set up for some kills early on.
So RTZ flexing there with his stats. There's 19 victories predicted in a row in his pubs.
Wow.
Very impressive there from Artor.
Party queue. You're gonna see a lot more.
Party queue
You're gonna
abuse.
see a lot more streaks
Yeah.
for sure with the new party queue, right? All right, so look at EG setting up all around the mid lane, expecting, of course, they're versus Centaur. We've seen Centaurs, you always run to the mid lane to get your retaliate stack, so they are already poised around this area, trying to catch him. VP. Gotta be more careful. Not gonna run their Centaur up onto that high ground. How is actually the base damage versus Storm? So Storm does have like a couple more base damage versus the Gyrocopter, but Gyrocopter's animation, of course, is super nice. So we'll still see Sumail still get the last hits. Alright. So it looks like they're going to actually be putting Solo in the bottom lane this time to put the pressure on, and Roger's going to be up top to secure the farm for Ramses versus the sinking. Having the double stuns and the slow as well from the Lifestealer, they can actually set up some kill threat onto S4 on that sinking, and they have the sentry already prepared for him. Okay.
30 seconds to battle.
Oh, let's see. The bottom lane bruiser spot.
So we have exact same wards coming out from the teams. Almost exactly the same in the mid lane, at least this time around. Both teams doing the same thing as last game.
For VG, well, they are going to be able to push VP away from there. They're in up top, bottom, and S4 is going to potentially go with this with the Burrow Strike play. A stun to make sure they aren't come for anything. In fact, get on top of Roger. As VP do manage to still be the ones to pick up the 3 bounty runes, they'll get the favor this time and start the game off. So it's from crit. Prioritizing trying to take down Roger rather than get that rune. And they'll miss out on both.
Yeah, they have to try to set up the stun on him, because otherwise, if they
He's
go
gonna
for it, he
stun,
just stuns them. Yeah, exactly. So, tried to go for that play there. Yeah, top lane. I mean, Ramses should be able to get a decent amount up here as this Lifestealer. He should farm very nicely.
Yeah, Roger's just got to be a little careful with his positioning.
Yep.
S4 and crit. So look to try and get on top of him. Sumail obviously has got the missile skilled, ready for a bit of missile spam on no one.
Yep, secure your range creep with a missile almost every single time. Missile the enemy so you can walk up and secure your ranged. But yeah, no one should always be able to put the pressure onto Sumail, in my opinion, because he just forces the lane in every single time. So here we're seeing that Undying versus that Centaur. You see Pasha, he actually doesn't even want to play the lane because of that. He's just trying to drag it, because he can't actually lane versus an Undying in this. As Solo will be the one to try to slow down Arteezy, but it's a Naga Siren versus Shadow Demon, so he just clicks mirror image. So yeah, Crit actually makes his move toward mid early on here. Maybe trying to set up for a kill, no one. We'll spot him though with that ward they have above. And Roger will also run into Crit here. And Roger actually saved money for boots early on, so he's got those already finished up here. So he's going to put a decent chunk of pressure here onto Crit. Maybe force him to actually just roll out. Yep. Saves himself the boulder.
And both carries are going to be able to farm at a decent pace. Is one lane, would you say, trickier than the other for Ramses and Arteezy?
Trickier? No, not really. I think both of them should be able to get a good amount of farm.
Same to be said for the offlaners?
Yeah, probably. I think maybe Pasha and Solo can put a little bit more pressure just because of how strong Shadow Demon is. I already see Solo getting like 5 stacks here on his fly. So I think maybe Pasha should be able to get a little bit more out of it than S4 up top. Because like they can't actually like killing the Centaur, you're sure that's not really gonna happen. Unless he drops too low. Wait, Pasha, be careful.
They've got the salves out, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Arteezy still with 4 tangos
Whoa.
and salve himself. Top, Ramses. He's got the rage skilled, so be able to back away. Mid lane matchup continuing to slightly favour the Storm, but it's very close. Sumail keeping up 11 for 4. In fact, he's got the denies as well, Sumail, so actually pretty much even in terms of what they're getting out of that middle lane.
Yeah, that's DD rune coming into play that he got at the 2-minute mark. He's able to secure a couple more extras, and no one's probably going to get harassed a little bit here, just even by like some flak or something. See what Sumail decides to do. Yeah, he's just going to flak him. And you see Crit immediately ports mid too, maybe trying to set up for a kill.
I mean, if they get the homing missile set up, they can go for it, but as it is, keeping himself behind the tower, no one. So they can't quite find this jump.
Very close start. I mean, look at those last hits. They're dead even, pretty much.
Dead even, 0-0. Less than a 1k difference.
Solo.
He is being hunted.
Yeah, he's starting to run around, and the 2 supports Crit will be able to close the gap on him. He doesn't have mana for TP. He does have a stick TP now. Is he going to be able to actually get home? Will!
He will. He knew. He knew. He did the maths.
That one stick
Yep.
charge he got. He was at 58 mana. Gets the stick charge. Has enough. Very nicely played there. He did the math for sure. This means our TZ now will be able to get some alleviated pressure off himself. He'll be just fine versus Pasha to get that extra farm.
Now mid lane. Crypt
The kickback.
is able to get the kickback set him on and no
Oh,
one.
whoa,
No
whoa,
one's
whoa,
actually
whoa.
going to turn and look towards Sumail. Sumail will be fine. Fairy Fire's popped and no one does fall. Crypt
Ooh.
able to set up for that first blood going the way of Sumail. Was close.
Was.
So he had a Fairy Fire. He
did
was
have a
always
Fairy
going to
Fire.
be fine,
Yeah.
but it looked very close.
The nicest thing too is though they made no one even pop the mango. He popped the mango trying to get a second remnant down and getting the right click onto Sumail. And this is what we kind of said, right? You have to expect the crit Earth Spirit to make the movement on the mid lane when you have a gyrocopter. The kills can be set up pretty easily.
And he's going to be able to maybe make some more action happen as he's found himself an Invis rune that he's bottled up.
From Sumail. Sumail's bottle.
I mean, if they kill no one again
Oh god.
off the back of that Invis, we've seen it before.
Roger's looking to try to set up
Yeah.
for this kill as well for no one. He's actually smoked
Or
in
at least
forward.
get a ward down, but that ward's not going to tell him that Crit
Oh
is
God.
Invis by his side. Crit.
He's ready to kick him up.
The kickback's there. Missiles coming in. Roger is going to head over, trying to help out. Sumail's getting low. They'll roll forward, disabling no one. No one's still alive. Turns with the burst. No one trying to run away.
The
Will
flag.
get up to the high ground. The flag, though. Sumail gets the kill. No one is dead again. Crit should fall in return, but that's a second kill onto the Storm in mid.
Crit knew he was dying and even throws a bottle charge onto Sumail there. He was like, wait, give you some life before I go down because this is your bottle.
Roger.
Oh, oh. The missile.
Missile, is he
only level
like
one.
it's no, yeah.
It's fine.
He'll be fine. But this mid lane is getting a little rough for no one. 2 deaths back to back at Sumail, easily taking over and farm because of that.
Yeah, nice moves by Crit there. He's even still staying around the mid lane.
Yeah.
But no one is like, nope, I'm not going back there versus your Gyro. or
Time to
Spirit.
hit the jungle.
Yeah, time to just jungle it up. He does have the 3 points in the Overload, though, not having the 2 points in Remnant that we do see some players take to jungle a little bit faster. Because he was focused more on the laning aspect, which will hurt him a little bit in that efficiency.
How the offlaner's doing. It's be pretty,
Pretty
even
even,
at the moment,
yeah.
really. Both Pasha and S4 getting
Never
the same
mind.
amount from the lane, but that's a dead Pasha. Arteezy.
Was that that was a solo?
That was a solo kill. He didn't even obviously doesn't have the net skill.
He just chased
dove
him?
the tower. Top lane, S4. He'll be able to juke up to the high ground with the Burrow Strike. Ramses will be there with the chase.
Got the
and
salve. One more hit though, and
It's not going to save him. He's going to die, surely. Oh! The
Oh
Mango
my-
Sandstorm
okay.
doesn't matter.
Just kidding.
Woo, Ramses with the Infest play does get the kill. Back towards mid. EG keeping the action hot as they're rolling on to solo. Set up another kill for Sumail. So sure, both offlaners die, but this mid lane just continues to go more and more in EG's favor, getting Sumail the dream start that he'd hoped for as a mid gyro.
yeah, saw VP actually pinging the mid lane too. They were like, oh, the catapult died, so my death's not so bad. But EG, they
with
still
this
continue the
DD
pressure.
as well,
They're
it's-
gonna take the tower.
6 minutes in.
Nice stun. Coming out on 2, but they still will be able to secure that. Oh, the
What's he
deny!
doing?
Oh, so
Sumail got
close.
the last hit. No one. He's going to try and hold back Crit. There is a missile going the way of no one, but he's got mana and he's got 6. Will be silenced, but they won't chase up to the high ground. EG playing it safe. But that's a very early timing to take that tier 1 tower away from VP.
Absolutely, especially when you're playing versus Storm Spirit, who wants to go back into the jungle still at these points in the game. He is level 6 now, though, so he's a little bit safer, of course, to do those, because the ganks will be a lot harder for EG, but yeah, super early tier 1. You don't see that very often. When you look at EG's tier 1, it's 1800. It has not been touched. Those rotations just putting heavy emphasis on pressuring no one. And it removes the pressure away from Arteezy, too, where he wasn't really getting pressure at all, but you see VP has to send heroes to the mid lane to try to help no one out. And that's just going to make both of those side lanes for EG look a little bit better.
And Pasha's, he has now got the 6, so
The damage is coming. I mean, the
Should-
Riptide minus
yeah.
armor.
he does have to be careful. But he shouldn't at least solo die now with the Stampede.
Yeah, he's about to have Vanguard also picked up here, but I mean, the Riptide minus armor, he's getting put negative every time.
Roll forward. Fine, Roger. The illusions are on top of him. Roger's just walked into his death. Now the Stampede will be popped. But all it's going to do is allow Solo to walk himself away. Pasha's still in the trees. He'll TP out.
Yeah, he'll just TP to the shrine. Waiting for his team to come over there. He just walked in, huh? His caught out by Crit, doesn't expect the movement coming out. EG out-rotating VP right now at the moment.
Well, they really are. None of these moves from VP looking to be very refined at all. They're sort of sending themselves to their death. And Solo Didn't expect that. Didn't expect them to be there. Sumail and Fly waiting on the high ground. Sumail now dominating. 8 minutes in as the mid gyro.
And EG, again, just like the last game, they're already starting to put pressure
And they're
on the
sending
towers.
more down it. VP, they're trying to fight. They just saw Sumail and Fly on the high ground. See if they can get themselves where they will be able to, but they've got to be careful down here. There's pretty much the majority of EG. As EG 9 minutes in, they're on the verge of taking another tier 1 tower and continuing to just take over the map away from VP.
Yeah, just like the last game, right? Getting those early tier 1s, making sure that their kills actually turn into something. They're not just flat kills. They make sure that they try to get some other things out of it, in particular that tower pressure. Yeah, they're really outmaneuvering VP right now. VP's got to start making something happen. I mean, they use their Stampede. We're going to have to probably see no one get a little bit active on the map here. Ramses is going to be queuing up for what looks like to be that. He hasn't actually shown if it's the Radiance or that Armlet. You have to imagine it's the Midas Radiance this game. Since he's playing versus Naga Siren.
Yeah. You got to get that Radiance build this game. Bottom. Asha, no Stampede for 20 seconds.
He's very dead.
There's no escape for him. He'll try and run. Sumail, mega kill streak. 5 kills now on the gyro.
He was super far up by himself as well. Not having any like information, no vision in the AG jungle or anything.
Yeah, both of those deaths are a bit of a wonder there for Pasha. The early solo kill that Arteezy was able to pull off on him, and that positioning not too hot at all. EG will be able to get 3 of the 4 bounty runes, continuing to hold that lead. Again, sort of a similar situation as last game. It really is just Ramses that's able to hold in at the moment with the farm that he's having, but elsewhere, the other lanes starting to fall behind the respective cores on EG's side.
Yeah. I know, and he doesn't really want to make the moves yet. He wants to try to get his Kaya before he does start getting involved, but it does feel like he's going to have to start getting involved early on.
There's the setup, they make a play happen. Bottom, they catch out Fly with the disruption into Stomp.
They've got Stampede available. The cooldown's already being set up. Crits in. He's got the silence. He's got the slow.
There's a missile heading Pasha's way, though, and with that urn, it's going to tick him down very low. He should die to the missile and the urn. Nice.
He's okay.
He's going to live. About 40 HP. He will be fine. Crit's trying to chase him fine with the Magnetize, but won't quite get the connection onto the Centaur. So Pasha will live this time.
Yeah. Crit's out of stones now. Or he has 1 left, but they almost take out Pasha. As Arteezy, just like last game, the bottom, his jungle is not his home. The enemy jungle is his home. He is trying to take away some of that farm and keep the pressure also. And his team, they're going to just keep running around as 3 or 4 looking for plays as EG. S4 pretty much actually has a Blink Dagger already finished up very soon. So Storm Spirit, no one. They're going to have a lot more ways to set up for him than just crit when they do have that finished up at such an early time. VP, they do have level 6 now on Roger. This is their one thing they can look to try to set up for kills here, but S4 will just pull the creeps and back up.
That's easy.
Uh-oh.
Just gets the illusions out. Roger takes away 1 with the mana leak, and with Pasha here as well. Artur will have to back.
And it is the Radiance Magnus build, as expected, right? Versus Naga Siren. Kind of have to do that as a lifestealer.
It's going to take some time though. Ramses needs that time. But so far, the minutes pass. They have been favoring EG bottom. They do get the dust for S4. Set up here. No one zips in.
Yep.
They get themselves the kill. No one starting to mobilize himself across the map.
I think he has to in this game. He has to be the one to make plays around the map. When Pasha's going for Vanguard, they have the Midas Lifestealer. He has to be the one to be a little bit more of that sacrificial lamb that we see like Thompson does a lot of times for OG. No one will have to start making moves.
Just make sure Ramses can have a good game.
Yeah, exactly.
As he's their way to deal with the cause of EG.
Cores of EG, Sumail, we see now with the DD. He's going for that rush, the build that we've been seeing on the gyrocopter quite a lot. Just that drums into straight BKB, just looking to be fighting non-stop, making the space for his team. And we said EG, they have very strong team fight. Sand King, Gyro, Earth Spirit, Undying, these 4 fighting very easily. VP, they still have decent team fight, but it's not nearly as strong when they have this Shadow Demon line. You look at the supports, right? Shadow Demon line in comparison to Earth Spirit Undying. Earth Spirit Undying provide much more in the overall team fight. More so about the pickoff game, it looks like, for VP. ZG. Continue this map pressure. And VP will look to pressure down, at least trying to get this bottom tower.
Ramses, he's getting the space. Midas though. He's pinging out. He wants to get one of these creeps dragged towards him, and Roger will get the aggro, bring it over for efficiency.
Yeah, he wants to keep his levels up. We've been seeing players actually reducing their efficiency just for the experience a lot more. As Zartizi back to the enemy jungle. He is spotted by some wards, but maybe they don't expect those to be the real ones.
Heading over VP, we might see a bit of a clash here towards the river.
The blink S4, he wants to go in. He's done the...
Oh. He was open for an opportunity. They do still find Ramses left alone. I did the job.
Okay.
Did the job.
Don't need the epi. They had vision of him there during that smoke. They're able to get that quick instant blink stun. And that's the beauty about having such an early blink here on S4. They have the follow-up as well with crit whenever he is near the area with that silence as Earth Spirit.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward there for VP, but they're in the area and then they sort of bailed, and Ramses sort of stays on that bottom area of the map on his own. But towards Fly, they do find him on the high ground. The rest of EG, some of them are coming over. And it's just those two supports poking around. Roger, he's got the 6, but S4 jumps in, blinks in with the stun. They have to use the Stampede here to save the two supports. And we'll save them. We'll get them back to safety. Back time up top. They found Arteezy alone. He has got Song. Is he going to get the chance to pop it off? That's the question. He gets it off. Song's there. Mana is just about to be back up for the TP, and he will make it away.
Oh, that was...
No, it won't.
Oh.
He what?
Wait, what?
He what?
He cancelled.
No. Okay. Why?
That was a... That,
Yeah,
he misclicked. That's it.
What?
It was just a misclick.
Oh.
And Pasha knows.
Oh, no.
Can he catch him?
He'll be
won't
able to
catch him.
walk back, but...
What a
Whoa.
waste of time.
Yeah.
That was a little scary.
Got to be careful with those misclicks.
Yeah.
I guess it's still early morning.
You're going to keep busting
In
out
game
there
two,
early morning.
I mean, it's the only reason, right? That's...
Oh,
now he's low.
Oh, is he going to get him?
Oh, no.
Oh, they get him anyway.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Arteezy.
man, what a mistake coming out.
He uses the sleep, and he's still asleep. He cancels his own TP, and he's dead for it.
And VP know he's going to be greedy as well.
Yeah.
Instead of him going back, they're like, he's
going
going
to
to go Shrine.
Radiant's top tower is under
Oh, I can't afford to make mistakes like that. This is TI, ladies and gentlemen.
That's very costly. He's dead for a pretty long
Very
time.
long time.
And it gives Ramses that time to maybe get closer and closer toward that Radiance. He's pretty much got the Relic actually finished up. Sumail will continue to lead the board in that net worth. But yeah, definitely a big hiccup there for EG as VP do take advantage of it.
So should be able to have a catch onto Roger here. Jump forward from S4, blocks him off. We'll get Roger. Gotta watch out for those mistakes. That's easy. Manta is done. How'd you say no one's farming? He's high up.
Yep.
Bloodstone.
Yeah, he's trying to tank up. Tanky build. Lots of damage coming out, and lots of damage and control coming from out from EG. He's not actually wanting to go for that BKB. We saw Sumail. He committed for the second item BKB when he was playing versus all that, so no one wanted to be a little bit more greedy. As it is go time for EG. The BKB finished on Sumail. They're definitely look to assert their dominance here, as they do still have some control in the enemy jungle here. As Crit will be the one to walk up C-Solo.
He's going to go in.
There's all of VP
by
here.
the tier 2. He does get the magnetize out on all of them. That is going to set up for Sumail to move in with the flag. Stampede's pop though. VP are out of there.
And S4 whiffs the stun.
They don't kill anyone. VP will keep everybody alive with that Stampede play, and that's a BKB charge down and a dead crit.
VP expecting that movement, it seemed there. Just all perfectly positioned around it.
And as you saw in the Dota Plus, this game is close.
It is,
EG
absolutely.
cannot afford to make these sort of mistakes. It's going to buy time for Ramses to get these key items on. Relic,
He's ahead
Radiance is pretty much done.
He's top net worth. Yeah, he's got it after.
And
got
with
it any
that,
minute now.
he can absolutely turn up and start to cause a lot of issues for EG's heroes. In with the Rage and the Radiance, he'll burn them down.
Yep, he even just infests the big, one of the Ancients there, and he's going to have it done. Yep. Arcane Rune as well for no one. Yeah, Ramses, VP, they're also in a very good spot this time now, as they do actually have some tools to deal with that Naga Siren, unlike that last game. As we said, Lion, a natural one, and this Lifestealer, maybe not the most traditional one, but with the Radiance build.
There it is, 18 minutes. Not a bad timing at all for Ramses. As this game 2 is certainly looking to have a much better outlook for VP than game 1 did.
Yeah.
This one, we've got a close game on our hands.
Yep, it looks like it's just going to be a tanky build as well for Pasha, as he has different. He already has somebody else who can initiate for him. He's just going to be going for the Crimson Guard pipe. So Crimson Guard, especially good versus that Gyrocopter, and then the pipe, of course, versus that Sanking and the Inner Spirit. So yeah, just tank up for the team, give you those auras that EG won't have. That's the one thing about EG's draft, is they don't really build those. It's going to have to be Crit who ends up going back for those, as I see Crit usually be the one to go for the mech for his team. But that's going to be a lot slower in comparison to Pasha's defensive items. A little bit of a farm slowdown here. VP controlling their jungle.
Yeah, Arteezy's so close to the defusal, so no need for him to try and find action before that. There's a lot of items coming up very soon on EG's heroes. And VP, with that lifestealer, they're called to play the farm game. Ramses is more than happy to continue to make the magic happen with the Radiance as he goes camp to camp.
Yeah, they're all definitely getting a decent amount of farm here on VP. Still all kind of sticking together on Pasha too. Like we said, securing their jungle farm, making sure that they're still all grouped up together. They've got Finger up in about 10 seconds. And no, Roger also is about to have a Glimmer Cape done, so he will have his own way to kind of protect himself versus that Sanking, as well as that Earth Spirit too. So Bounty Rune trades. VP playing on the opposite side of the map, same thing for EG.
EG might be a little more happy to look for a fight with that defusal on Arteezy.
Yeah. Diffusal RTZ, BKB Gyro. Definitely going to try to set up for something here. They're actually set up on the high ground already, Solo.
Same angle that they came from earlier.
Solo's got backup.
Got the jump in, they look to kill Solo quick enough, and they will find him. Crimson's been popped, we'll see if they want to go for more. Buyback on the back lines, no one, and Ramses are in. Zip straight away, they find Fly. Now they'll turn towards Sumail. Buyback comes out from Fly. Stampede's used. VP want to try and chase for more. On the side, Arteezy finds the catch on to Roger. Arteezy with the illusions out, trying to keep the fight going in their favor. Crit gets one more rollout, but they surround Arteezy. They're on top of the Naga Siren. He's healed up by the Soul Rip, but it's not enough. Arteezy is going to get taken down, burst out, but S4 in with the Burrow Epi. It's not enough though. No one still has the mana to zip up to the high ground, and Ramses, he's just cleaning up. It's a triple kill for the Lifestealer, and Ramses, he's not done yet. He's going to be able to chase down Fly, opens wounds, back up in a second. He's also still got the rage to play with, so he'll move in, chase down Fly. Ramses, he's surely going to find this. Fly's trying his best to juke the Jukes. He juked the Juke. Fly, okay, Fly will live. He juked him. Fly will get out.
The Quelling Blade cuts the tree, cuts up and left.
But still, a big fight for VP, and especially for Ramses. A triple kill on the Lifestealer. EG looked to force a fight, and it ends up as a bit of a nightmare as Ramses is pushed further and further ahead in this game. He's got 3k gold after that fight.
Look at that damage. 6,800 damage almost in those 54 seconds.
This early on in the game as well, at 21 minutes. Yeah, it's the power of the Radiance Lifestealer.
And it's straight up 50-50. He's doing the magical as well as the physical. They get the perfect jump. They get Fly before he's able to get a single spell out. Fly has to buy back and kind of run into the fight, but it's too far away from their base.
And like S4 is a great angle, but it was just a little bit too late, right? Yeah. People had already started to die. Find Roger here. Ramses sort of just watching the side. Actually, will they find Roger? He's going to be able to Glimmer Cape and step out of there. There's 4 members of EG hunting for him.
Still dead.
Yeah, they will find him, and we'll get Roger. In fact, it's the full 5 of EG moving around still as a team, trying to make these kills happen. But Ramses, he's the real problem. They've only killed him once this game, and since that, the farm is just continuing. He's going to get that Manta done.
Yep. Much better ways, like we said. In the last game, they didn't have ways to deal with those Naga Siren illusions or anything. Now, as we've been seeing in those fights, they do have that magic damage with that Radiance Burn as well as that Storm Spirit. No one who's
Bloodstone.
He's doing pretty good, yeah.
It's
Full
done.
Bloodstone finished up, level 17 as well.
Now we'll see this fight again. So, obviously at the start, it's a very quick kill onto the supports. But then after that, it sort of slows down for EG in these moves.
And Sumail already committed call down as well there.
And just the damage being done by Ramses. Sumail having to put the BKB get to the side. And then here, Ramses just burning through all of these heroes, all of the illusions. And S4, he finally is able to sort of get in, but it's all just a little too late. Sure, lands on the 3 of them, but no one's surviving, and Ramses just shredding through EG piece by piece.
Mid lane, Pasha steps up extremely far up here, trying to go for the tower, it looks like, but all of EG's just positioned, and that's a free kill onto Pasha. Yeah, in that last fight though, the thing about EG is they have to make sure they have the call down too, right? Like Sumail, he had already popped the call down to BKB. He didn't actually have his full weight to get into the fights and do damage for them there. But now EG with that pickoff.
There they go for Rosh. Yeah, Pasha's had a few of these deaths this game that
Yeah,
have been a little uncharacteristic of Pasha.
it's incredibly far pushed up in particular, right? Even bottom when he got picked up, he was super far
Like
up.
you
but
expect those sort of deaths on solo, but you know, going out as a support. But as your offlaner, just sure he's a centaur, he feels strong and tanky, but you cannot underestimate the damage and control that EG have. They will kill you. As for now, EG will be forced to back out away from the pit. They know that VP is setting up a round. And it's up very soon. No one.
Ooh, another arcane rune. He had one in the last fight. Now he's got another one, and he is level 18 too. So these infest plays
They're gonna
definitely
hurt.
going to be pretty threatening for EG.
Yeah, positioning has to be absolutely perfect from EG. Otherwise, every single fight, you're going to lose one of the supports at the start.
Yep.
To that zip combo.
I think Arteezy needs a BKB this game. I know last game he had it queued up and he went for the butterfly. I think that's because they started cruising. I think in this one, when you're playing versus combo, you're going to have to. There's a lot of magic going to be coming into play. As VP backing up. They've got a smoke available. They're feeling great. Level 18 Storm, level 19 Lifesteal, like we were saying. Arcane Rune available.
I mean, the Ramses Lifesteal, like, they
spotted.
have to chain stun him.
They did see it. They saw them walking down, and they saw the smoke.
With the Rage and the Manta, he's just going to feel invincible in these fights.
He's about to be level 20 as well, so
Yeah.
he's about to have that 20% evasion talent when he does use that Midas and gets out. Bounty runes. Looks like VP will be able to grab 3 of those. As you see Roger, he's on cleanup duty. I mean, I can imagine he's gotten so many illusions in this game already. Like, look at his gold, right? He's got the Glimmer Cape and everything, but he's got a lot of money for being only 2 and 4. And there's the BKB finished up for Arteezy. So a way to actually protect himself versus that control that VP does have and all that magic damage they do have. Not your most normal build, of course, that you do see on the Naga Siren, but definitely a necessity in this game. No one. Still healthy. Half mana pool. Not fully healthy. They're pinging him out. They see him. They have vision. They want to actually try to go for no one here.
They're going to make the jump. And they've got the chain control. Glimmer Cape's going to be there. Roger offering the stun onto the 2 of them. Now VP, they're going to go charging straight in with the Stampede. The cooldown comes out. They've lost no one. The fingers there onto S4. They burst down S4. Pasha and Ramses surrounded. Ramses jumps in, jumps out. Arteezy, BKB and Song. It's going to assess the situation. They want to get out of there. Crit slow. The rest of EG will back off. It is a buyback from no one. They want to make sure that he finds nothing with it. So they'll disengage EG.
S4 and no one both buy back actually inside of that fight, but yeah, EG having to disengage there as soon as no one does buy back, and he kept the arcane rune. He did get gone on instantly, did get chain disabled. So VP, they can still look to fight here.
They absolutely can. They know that they can sort of try and push and pull something out of EG.
Yeah.
No one waiting on the wings, ready to zip in on a potential target.
Arteezy did commit the BKB, but Sumail was able to actually save his inside of that fight. So EG does still have that available for themselves, but no Magnetize, and Tombstone still on cooldown for a little bit longer too. It's VP. Start farming enemy jungle.
Are able to scout the high ground with those Manta illusions from Ramses, so they know that EG's up there.
Yeah, loving the Manta build, of course, since you're playing versus Earth Spirit. You know, just removing the silence, even removing the net. Very good item to be able to pick up on Lifestealer in this game in particular.
Definitely not the fight that no one would have wanted.
No.
As soon as he gets that Bloodstone, does immediately lose charges upon it.
At least you don't lose half; you only lose 3,
Sure.
so it's not like super devastating. But yeah,
So it's never the way you want. Never the way you want to go.
Yeah.
Aghanim is done for Sumail.
all right. He's got the Maelstrom too, so his damage, he's gonna be dishing out quite a lot in the fights too, so he can't be ignored. But he is hard to bring down if they don't get the instant lockdown. If these heroes get their BKBs up on AG, they're gonna be tough to die. Because VP, they don't really have the best physical damage, sure Lifestealer does, but him sticking on target still can be a little bit hard, even though he's gone for movement speed talent plus that Manta.
That's Roshan has been ignored by both of the teams. Now they both know that that area of the map, it's hard for them. It's hard for them to fight in. On one side, you've got the threat of EG resetting the fight with Arteezy's Song. On the other, VP very able to get away with the Stampede.
Yeah, neither team in particular I would say kills it amazing. EG now they're starting to kill it really well because they at least have like the Riptide minus armor and Gyro starts having items. But you look at VPs and it's okay. It's not like those like super
No.
Rosh killing lineups or anything. Like,
No, it would take them a bit of time.
yeah, they don't have a. I don't believe they have a medallion or anyone building a solo crest either on the side of VP.
The closest thing to it is Ramses trying to get the AC online next.
It's actually pretty shocking. I think most of the time I see most teams like it's like medallion is already picked up like super early on. Nobody actually having a medallion at all in this game. Unless I just can't find it. Yeah, no one having a medallion at all. Not even building into it. So.
Especially someone they hear on the side like EG, solo crested gyro. That does work.
Yeah,
If
you'd have to
someone can
imagine.
build it for you. Build it for.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine eventually, but Crit was prioritizing going for like he wants the mech for his team. He wants to be able to negate some of that damage that comes out. But maybe you'll see like if Fly has a decent time, he'll buy the medallion. He's already sitting at 1,000 gold on the Undying, so maybe. As we do have bounties coming up in about 45 seconds. EG looking to prepare early on. Is no one. He's spotted.
S4's in straight away with the lead up. And they changed on him out. He's near the shrine. Stampede's popped. He's going to be able to get out of there. And that's the BKB used from Sumail. As VP will be able to get no one out. And a BKB charge down on the Gyro. It's back to base. No one goes. Heal up, and again, EG, they were trying to find that fight that could maybe have set them up for Rosh, but without finding any kills, it's not going to be the case.
Still so important that he's just getting like just the Glimmer Cape there, right? That extra magic resistance that's coming into play just because Roger's in the right position is really helping out so much. He probably would die if Roger's not there. I would say he most definitely would die if Roger was not there. Pasha continuing to do this tank build like we said. The Crimson Guard into that pipe, so that's a lot of damage that's going to be negated out of the side of EG.
And EG is... They are going to still head into the pit.
Okay.
As you say, with the Naga Siren and the Riptide, they do it quickly.
Yeah.
And VP, they don't expect this. There's no one around to check this one out, so EG's going to get away with the Aegis.
Very quickly brought down at this point now once they start picking up all these items. Sumail going for that hard right-click build. No one is starting to fall behind in the net worth as Crit looks like he's actually going to try to set up for a solo kill here onto Solo. And he will have it with one more tick. A lot of gold coming his way and also refreshes his earn charges.
On S4.
So
Trying to see if he can set up for more, but 4-star from Roger will slide him back to safety. The rest of EG not quite there to back him up. Still VP holding on to that 2k lead. But EG, they can look for those objectives and plays with Sumail having his Aegis ready to go.
yeah, they have that 2k, that like 3k lead actually, but it's more evenly displaced, right? It's, you see not Roger how rich he is. I have to say, like, it has to be a lot because of those illusions. I'm going to keep saying it, but he's very rich. But you look at no one. He is 5,000 behind the other two big cores of EG right now.
So he's slipping behind. He got the Bloodstone at a decent time, but they've just not really been able to get any plays going with him. A lot of
he
the
gets
time,
jumped on every time.
yeah, he has to just use all his mana to bull right out. He cannot seem to find the situation where he can play offensively.
They've got good ways to save him, though. Like we saw, Roger, with that Glimmer Cape, with that Force Staff, he's making sure that he's just protecting no one, or at least trying to protect him in the fights. And no one will be, of course, going back for that BKB next, as he really desperately needs to be able to actually take a fight.
Full butterfly done for Arteezy now.
Yeah, full butterfly for Arteezy, and Sumail also approaching that Daedalus. Really scary item once you have on the gyrocopter, once you do have that Aghanims, of course. Those constant hits.
He's got the BKB now, no one, so
Yeah, much
now
safer.
we could potentially see him get in and get away with at least being able to get some damage output.
He's been making sure to carry dusts on the Storm Spirit too. He's been buying them himself to ensure that he can actually stick on, in particular, that Sand King. They really want to just bring down S4 inside of the fights. Let's jump forward.
S4 going in deep. He's got the setup onto Solo. Solo will start to back off. TP's out coming in. A homing missile heading Solo's way. Sumail will get the kill, but there's the counterplay. The move in the mech's been popped by Crit, but it won't save them as Fly and S4 get destroyed by VP, and now no one's hunting for more into the trees. He's got eyes on Crit. Crit will be able to roll away. Arteezy pops the song. See what the plan is here. It is going to be just getting out. A TP out will save him. This time he won't cancel it. The VP quick reactions to make sure that they get those 2 kills. They punish EG for diving pretty aggressively for that attempt on Solo.
Yeah, they're able to actually isolate the both of them there, and that's the Soul Catcher. You see it just chunking both of them down heavily.
It's a deep dive.
Yeah, bit too far forward there.
And Roger just hits what, perfect sort of 2-man stun, I believe. Oh no, just the one.
But it's enough.
And with Ramses being able to turn up the damage, just instantly gets done.
Yeah, not a place they want to fight. Losing their Sand King, one of their big team fighters, and losing the Undying with that Tombstone as well.
And Ramses' farm continues to climb and continues to keep him at the top with the AC, as you say. It's just all coming together for Lifestealer.
Yeah, AC, and then he picks up the Maelstrom just now, so he's
Yeah.
trying to, you know, make sure that he can match up versus that Naga Siren.
Oh yeah, once he has the complete Mjolnir.
It's probably Mjolnir, MKB as the last two. Maybe
Yeah.
he's a little bit squishy because of it, but maybe we'll see him vary. Maybe he doesn't actually want the MKB, even though the butterfly is there and probably going to be built up on the gyrocopter eventually. We'll see. Still farming very well though on Ramses. And no one is able to recover a couple of those Bloodstone charges, of course, in that last fight. Pretty important for him. EG, they're looking to be smoking out themselves here. Any big timing? No big item
They're
picked
going to
up
be
just
able
yet.
to find. They'll find Roger. He'll be caught.
Find him, yeah. So they're still trying to play around that 1 minute where they have the Aegis. Sumail running over immediately to that mid lane, seeing if they can get any type more of an advantage during this one. Also, Bounty Unit's coming up about in 30 seconds, so trying to assert their dominance and get that map control so they can claim those 4 bounties.
Yeah, push VP right back into the base. Yeah. Maybe even start to poke at the high ground. They are a teammate down for 30 seconds. Sumail
40 seconds with the Aegis as well.
zipping in a zip out with the Infest. They do clear the creep wave.
Yep. Now back up. Try to collect the 4 bounties, which no one is not going to allow. He's actually going to TP to that top shrine and get the 2 there, as EG will claim the 2 down bottom. Crit's already setting up, though. He saw this. He's going to be able to catch him. They're trying. No one. They know that he uses TP. They're hunting.
The stun.
Silence. He's got the BKB. The next stun. He's trying to hold on to his BKB. He has a lot of mana to zip away. And he will be able to zip all the way
back to the base with that bloodstone.
Yeah, they had ward vision on that shrine, so they did see him come out there as Aegis is reclaimed. EG shrink the lead a little bit there in that last few moments.
What would you imagine Sumail's next time is? I guess we'll go for the Daedalus. He's already got a lot of early.
Yeah, satanic.
Okay.
Yeah,
Get that drums out, get Satanic in.
It's just so nice because if you're stunned, you're going to be life stealing so much, especially with Daedalus.
Yeah.
Daedalus makes it so you get one of those little side gunners, it crits, and you're going to be healed so much. Even if you don't pop the Satanic, you're healing a lot during it. And also, status resist versus those stuns if he doesn't get the BKB off. So definitely the best item he could go for.
Usually with more of those auras getting leveled up, we got the full Greaves now for crit, and Fly has the completed pipe. At the same time, Ramses, there it is. Full me on it.
Oh, I was like, Fly has a pipe. S4
Fly,
has
sorry,
a pipe.
S4.
I was like, Fly's rich!
S4 has a pipe. Fly, what does Fly have?
I think he's probably going to buy the
He's saying
medallion,
about-
or
you think,
medallion,
right?
glimmer, or force
Yeah.
staff. He's going to get one of them whenever he is able to survive inside of a fight, but it's very unlikely that he gets too much gold inside of this one anyway. Poor Undyings. Not even having a GPM talent or anything. Undyings just unable to farm, unable to get anything.
Scan will hit from VP. They know that EG's on the high ground.
Ramses, level 25 now. That rage duration.
Yeah,
Also Mjolnir finished up.
He's terrifying.
They've
They
got a
have to
pretty good
somehow
timing.
deal with the lifesteal at the start of the fight. Otherwise, he's just going to clean them up.
Yeah. Nullifier also on Arteezy.
Gonna make the jump onto Solo, roll forward, but already
S4.
Ramses is turning around, is able to take down S4, now move over more. He's able to get onto Sumail, but the BKBs are popped by Sumail and Arteezy. VP disengaged with the Stampede, roll over to Pasha. Crit locks him down. They'll move Arteezy on top of him, they'll use the Nullifier, but they have to be careful with the BKBs running out on Arteezy and Sumail. They're starting to back off, but the stun set up into the pool for no one. They've locked down Arteezy. Arteezy, he's going to get the song off, but it doesn't matter. The rage was out from Ramses, and he'll bite him down anyway. As this lifestealer is an absolute nightmare. The illusions for Roger are as well, as Arteezy will actually pick up the Lion Kill with the Nagasaki illusions. But Ramses, he's terrifying. They cannot kill this lifestealer. He is a huge issue. Every time we're seeing these jumps from EG, they always get Roger or Solo at the start of the fight, but it's always more than enough time for Ramses to just pop the rage, turn towards these targets. S4's jumping in, he's dying immediately
He
to
literally
this
dies
lifestealer.
well, not instantly, but he dies within a few seconds inside of those fights every single time he does go forward. And more Bloodstone charges stacked up for VP. The fight's definitely looking difficult. Sumail is still packing so much damage inside of the fights, but he's getting kited. Like you said, those BKBs, they're getting low. It's 6 seconds on Sumail. While Lifestealer doesn't have to worry about that ever. He's got that 8-second rage every single time inside of those fights.
I mean, how do you deal with a lifestealer? What is the best sort of play for EG? Do they have to sort of sit back and wait until VP make a positioning mistake, have Ramses on the front so they can get the jump on him? I mean, even then, that's hard, right? There is the Stampede, there's the Disruption. There are ways that VP can protect this lifestealer And they have been doing so. Ramses has been able to have free reign in every single team fight.
I think it's the same thing that we see VP doing. Got to get the backlines. The backlines are still really
But
important.
they always get one of the supports, but it,
Yeah, they have to get the. They have to try
but
to
they got to get multiple heroes.
They
gotta
have to
work
get
two.
multiple. Yeah.
You got to get, but these S4 jumps on one, they're not enough now, right? He needs to get sort of two-man burrow strikes.
Maybe some like simultaneous initiations they have to try to get off here. Like
Yeah.
crit goes on one target as S4 goes on the other ones. Because even the little saves coming into play, just the 4 staves coming in from Roger.
Yeah,
Roger's
they're
putting a lot of
playing-
work in.
Yeah, they are. They're playing these fights perfectly, VP.
Yeah.
And these, pretty much all of these fights are fights that EG come looking for.
Yeah.
These are not fights that VP's having to take themselves. They're getting brought to them. And Ramses is just getting bigger and bigger. 4K gold on top of his already very much stacked inventory.
They're just really tanky, right? The cores on the side of VP are really hard to bring down. No one, he's a little bit squishy, but you look at Pasha as well as Ramses. Like, how do you focus fire these guys? Ramses is sitting at 37 armor, plus if you don't kill him, he's just going to get the rage off. Pasha, 2,900 with that 27 armor, and even a Lotus Orb. So, yeah, very hard to get any type of pick off on these two tanky core heroes. That's why I was, basically going for those backlines is the better options. I mean, particularly Solo doesn't have a save. He just has an Aether Lens for himself. So if they can kill Solo right away, it's going to be a lot easier for them to take the fights. So we do have bounty runes coming up in about 10 seconds. Also double power runes. So map control becoming ever so important now in these next few moments. As we see what these, I mean, a DD rune on a Gyrocopter, an Arcane rune on Storm Spirit could really turn a lot inside of the fights. As it is an Arcane rune top. They're actually just going to give it to S4.
Always a nice run as well for Ramses. Illusion can clear out some of the camps of VG's jungle, or at least just keep that bottom lane shoved all the way out.
Now he's sitting at 3,400 HP, of course, as we see there, taking that 20 strength talent on the Centaur. Yeah. Very tanky for Pasha. Tough for them to focus fire. Sumail still definitely can do so with the build that he has. And looking at Sumail's next item, kind of neat versus that Lifestealer. Not your normal, but he's queued up an Abyssal Blade. Some way to just lock down piercing that BKB, because besides that, they have nothing in their drive to pierce the BKB or the Raged Lifestealer.
No, yeah, they have nothing to peel the Rage Lifestealer off the Gyro. You see in these fights, he just gets straight on top of Sumail.
Yeah.
At least with that, yeah, a way that Sumail can step away, waste some time in that magic community.
Crit also now hitting level 20, so his items also will start to develop more and more on that Earth Spirit. 150 GPM. We're going to have to look at the scaling of all these support heroes.
And decisions seemingly to still be made by Ramses. He's got 7K gold as he ponders on what he wants to pick up for himself next. I mean, as you mentioned earlier, what the MKB or...
MKB has its arguments, of course, versus the Naga
for himself,
to stick on him,
does he
or
want
does
the
he want to
Abyssal?
just tank up? That's the other thing I'm thinking. Does he want to just tank up with either a Heart or an Abyssal? Abyssal has a little bit of a double benefit, of course, but we've also seen a lot of players grabbing that Heart because of the way, as we know, the interaction with Feast and with Open Wounds does work now, with all that extra healing. And he's, you know, it'll make him ridiculously tankier because he's only 2,200 HP. Sure, he has a lot of armor, but still could be susceptible.
Yeah, that raw HP would not be too bad at all.
Yeah. VP.
But then again, I mean, his sort of problem isn't dying. He's not dying.
Yeah, that's why. Not
Maybe
too sure.
offensive items could be nicer. Well, I see EG try and poke for a fight.
Ramses.
Cooldown has
Spotted
been
crit.
used, and crit. He's going to be the focus. Roger's got the lockdown. No one's in with the zipper with the finger. That's one kill. Ramsey's ready to move on to the next. Roger
on
gets
to
the
Mel.
hex off. They're heading straight in. No one sips in with the BKB. Sumail pots the BKB himself. Turns around with a flak. VP back up to the high ground. They're trying to chase down Roger. Stampede's used. Roger's able to just run away. They're chasing the
S4.
support, and that's going to leave S4 vulnerable on the backlines. VP, they'll just start to clean them up
God.
once again. It's a triple kill for Ramses as that Roger, that sexy lion, just debates the
no one's out
whole
of
of
mana.
EG.
No one's out of mana.
Arteezy's on top of him, so they will be able to offer a disruption to keep no one safe for a little bit. S4,
Start at 3.
he's in with the burrow strike on 3. Ramses pops the rage. He's ready to turn. He's life stealing up, but there's a lot of EG surrounding him.
He's
Roger's in with
life-stealing.
the stun. The stun's out onto 2. Ramses is back up to full HP. Arteezy's dead. It's a double kill for Ramses. S4 tries to get away, but the hex is there. EG, they bought back for this. They bought back for this. VP did as well, but VP are the ones to come out well and truly on top.
Ramses just proving to be absolutely immortal inside of
They
the fight.
cannot kill him.
10,000 gold. He buys the full MKB. He's decided which one he wanted.
And how many buybacks was that? It was 4 buybacks from EG. It was 2 as well from
5.
VP. 5, sorry. There's too many. It doesn't even show them all on the left. A full 5-man buyback from EG, and they still lose the fight miserably.
Oh my, 13,000 damage. Oh my god. Just held his ground. They, like you said, Gyrocopter Sumail, he started chasing the support. Him and I believe Arteezy both were
They all
chasing
chased
Roger.
Roger.
Yeah, they both were chasing
like,
Roger.
"Oh, hello."
Ramses held his ground.
Chasing Roger's lion.
Oh boy, now no S4, 45 seconds. And now a full, oh, he actually changed it. It's a full Bloodthorn instead on the Lifestealer. The bigger item.
EG, they're around the pit. Of course, the dieback from S4 means no Sand King for this Roshan attempt as VP.
No one. Also now, level 25, regen rune acquired.
Arteezy's got the song. Ramses can rage at the last moment to make sure that he finishes it off. They're not even going to try and get him. It's too late. VP are able to take the Rosh, get the Aegis. And that lead just continues to skyrocket for VP. As
I mean, look at the swing. That fight just there was a 10,000
That was one of
swing.
the most costly fights I've seen a team take. 5-man buyback, and the fight's still lost.
Yep. Yeah, this Lifestealer just far too powerful at this point in the game. 12-1 and 5. Yeah. Ramses having an immaculate performance.
That was a full axe for Roger. He's rewarded for his efforts in that last fight, just distracting the whole of EG.
Sure. Why not? Now it'll be much easier for them to always identify which the real Arteezy is if he doesn't have the BKB active.
Bursting down those illusions.
Clear him out immediately.
Straight up finger. Yeah. Hey, that manager a multi-target too, of course. And 4 bounty runes for VP. This game continuing to look tougher and tougher for EG to bring back.
Yeah. Still having those 2 cores at the top of that net worth, but S4 really been struggling in this one. He's gotten so much attention focused on him into this game. 3, 8, and 12. Every single time he seems to jump in, he just gets killed immediately. Just instantly jumped on, forced to buy back, goes again, dies way too quickly. Doesn't have his own method of protecting himself. No Force Staff. He only has that pipe as well as that veil. And VP, with this Aegis, with this cheese, definitely looking to bring this fight.
And it's such a scary fight for EG. All of their buybacks, of course, still unavailable for at least 4 minutes. They lose a hero or 2 now, it could just be game over.
Yeah, they're full committing. Everyone buy out your items. Everyone be prepared for this next upcoming fight. Arteezy has the Bloodthorn as well as the Nullifier, so he's maxed out. As VP with the map control, claiming all these runes. Going back and forth. No one also in the last 2 fights, he was able to get himself an Arcane rune as well as a regen rune, so it was very nice for him too. Of course, in the midst of it all. And EG now trapped in their base, just sending illusions out to farm and push out those waves. VP will continue to grow their lead. And there it is, Roger. Having a great game on Roger, honestly. Being in the right place at the right time.
He really has,
constantly.
yeah.
Getting those saves.
He's just
the couple saves that he had on no one were really significant, and then just him dancing around. He's very rich as well. 13,500 net worth this game. Instantly killing off those illusions, as you see with that multi-drain.
Still 3 scary, scary minutes for EG. As their map gets overrun, towers are taken.
Ramses eats the Moon Shard. Up onto that high ground. This Lifestealer, so terrifying. Not having the BKB piercing disables. They have the Bastion now finished on Sumail, but that's just about it. It's a very low chance, of course, too, until he gets that Abyssal. It's a 10% chance on the ranged heroes with those Bashers, of course.
EG just very scared to take a fight whilst they're vulnerable like this.
How do you, right?
Having to just watch their tier 3 being taken down.
This Lifestealer is just so threatening. Focus firing almost any target here. Too hard unless it's a support. They're pinging the backlines. They're pinging Roger.
Range racks.
The
They're
bash.
gone. Look at the zip in.
Up
Onto
to Sumail.
Sumail. Got to be careful. They have the nullifier control. Onto no one. No one. Shoved back. Disruption as well to save him. He does still have the BKB and the Aegis. The range racks down. VP going to want to start eyeing up the melee creeps.
Seems like they're getting a little bit of lag. Yeah, they have a hard time ever committing forward whenever even if they use the Bloodthorn, they lose that Nullifier. There's the Lotus Orb, right? Pasha has that, so if he just sits in the back, he can always just keep purging it off of no one as well as Ramses if they do get gone on.
See there the damage being shown this game, how much has been done. The magical that this lifestealer does with the Radiance is just ridiculous.
The
And
two big standouts, right? Is like Gyrocopter and
well,
Ramses
that's the
doing
thing.
the big
Like,
amounts of damage.
yeah, you look at the physical being similar, but the fact is that a lot of that physical from Gyro is obviously split between the heroes.
Yeah.
Whereas with the lifestealer, that physical is getting them the kills.
Whoa, immediate jump on the unpause.
Whoa, straight out of the unpause. Oh, that's dirty.
That's just
dirty.
dead.
Oh, straight in onto S4. As they were saying, but that is going to be a song that means that now there's no song. And that melee Grax, that's going to be taken as VP straight in after that unpause.
And they can do more. There's 50
and they
seconds, no
really
sinking.
can. There is a teammate down on EG.
How can they force this here? They're going to have to try to do something here. Even man down. Maybe waiting to do it on the last set of racks, but they're starting to lose structural damage. They're going to make the goal Ramses, but
no
the
one.
save.
He's in. He's got the pullback fly. In trouble. Ghost Scepter's pop. They get the Hex off there on top of Arteezy. Arteezy is dead without buyback for 2 minutes. As VP, they're ready to try and move in for more. Samel pots the BKB, tries his best to push them back with the flak. Quick kicks out Ramses. Hold them back for now, but it's 100 seconds without the Naga Siren. S4's back in about 10.
They pass no on the cheese really quickly,
The creep waves have been taken out. There is the backdoor protection.
but the next one's coming in any second now here. As the jump forward,
He's
no
in. He's got the grab. He's got the pull. That's another one dead without buyback. Silence and Hex is on to Samel. The finger from Roger. Closes it up. There's 4 dead on EG. GG is called. And VP, they're back. They had a rough game, rough series yesterday. They had a rough game just now. But this game too, Ramses Lifestealer. It was a beautiful pick, as it turns out, as he just had an incredible game.
Yeah, Ramses Lifestealer, and also I want to point out a lot of